What's up, everybody? Good evening. It's Thursday night, and we are back. We're back.
We are.
From outer
you all
space.
healed up.
All healed up. I'm feeling good.
The most important part.
Feeling good. So chat room is starting to load in a little bit. Cyrus, I thought Cyrus, I thought you were working nights, brother. If you're listening to us while you're at work, man, that's God tier. So hope everyone's having a great week, a great start to the year. Peter, how are you doing, brother?
Good. I mean, busy with work, but which is stressful. But then, as a stress reliever, there's gaming and talking with you and some other folks. Lots of fun. So it's a good de-stressor and makes it all worth it.
It is. It is. It has been. I'm with you. It's been one of those crazy weeks so far. I'm gonna make myself a little bit brighter here on the screen. It's been nuts this week. So it's good to just kind of kick back, relax, get some game talking in, and say hi to everybody in the chat that's here. Kurt Bradshaw, welcome. I know Kurt from over on DJC Game Studios channel from Geeks with Cash. Some of our amigo friends, and look at everybody piling in. We got Brother Anthem. Haven't seen Brother Anthem in a while. Stinking Corpse is here. Brother Stinky, how you doing? Brother Lance Jennings, so he's working tonight, which is awesome. And Anthem, it's great to see you too. Hope you and your family are well. You got Brother Mega Myke is in the house. Relic's son. Cyrus, who's getting ready to go to work. Absolutely, Cyrus. Get your ass in here. Cyrus could pop in before he goes to work.
All right.
Fire up your Skype. Let me know when you're on. Brother Brian F. Brother Brian's in the house. Lady Ventress is in the house. Mom of Mega Myke, I might add. And Infinite, Brother Infinite, our Gamers United Guild brother from Retro Renegades. And am I missing anybody yet? Oh, Qeorge. Qeorge said he was now working a different shift, so I'm glad to see him back in the chat room. Qeorge, another guy. Now that he's working a different shift, he can get on. He can come on with us. We had one of our first developer interviews of the year.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll wait for Cyrus here. Chris is a little under the weather tonight. Still, he's. I mean, look. I was hit with the flu last week. My wife has the Rona. It's spreading around like wildfire. So, what are you gonna do? We make do. You and I got this locked down.
Keep on gaming.
Exactly. Keep on gaming.
Yeah.
So, and eat some ice cream.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all. So, all right. Somebody just pinged me. Who just pinged me? Oh, okay. Panda sub did. So,
No fighting cat videos, said Kurt.
no fighting cat videos. That was hilarious. You didn't. We were. I had taken a break from doing some video game monthly recordings yesterday to jump on with Juck and Nick and Panda Sub to talk a little Amico, and he's got this. Chuck had this cat fighting video that was absolutely hilarious, and we kept. It was so loud it was blasting out Panda Sub's ears. So we would just play it. He would just like randomly play it to watch to see how fast Panda Sub could throw his headphones off. It's hilarious. You have to see it.
Funny.
So, hey, Brother Born, what is going on? Cousin Born, sorry. Shout out to Cousin Born. Cousin Born has gifted me, Mr. Peter, a nice copy of Far Cry 6.
Nice.
Yeah. So
As you
now I
say,
will see.
Such a nice.
I will see what all the fuzz, what all the hubbub is.
Yeah. It's a very enjoyable game.
I know you have said. So.
Yeah, me and Nate, we played last night. We did the.
So it is.
After you finish the main story, you can. They have those weeklies that you can do, and those are fun.
All right.
So basically, you take out more, checkpoints. Basically, after you finish the game, it's not really a spoiler because you need to have something to do in the game, right? So after you finish the game, there's still some checkpoints that becoming occupied, or some air defense systems are becoming hot again. So you have to take those out, and then after you do like 4 or 5 of those, then you have a special target that you have to hunt down. So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love the environment, and it's a game that's not too serious. Like nice, cool explosions, and going your choppers, and you have your companion animals. Some cockfighting. Lots of cocks in that game. There's certain parts is like that can almost give you nightmares. It's like, dang, crazy. But good stuff.
I will.
Yes,
I will.
I'm glad you get to experience it.
I will definitely get the chance to experience it, and I will definitely. I don't know. Did you stream any of it? If not, I might. I can't remember.
Yeah,
you did. You did. Yeah, you did.
I streamed the beginning of it.
I do remember that. Yeah, now I do remember that. So.
Yeah.
Hey Geeks. Oh, did Nick pop in and I missed it? Oh yeah, he did. Hey, brother Nick in the house.
Oh yeah, there he is.
There he is. So.
Well, welcome, Geeks for Cash.
Welcome. All is
Nick.
All right, so just wait. I hit Cyrus. I'm just waiting for you to get your Skype up, man. So
maybe he has to check behind the shed to make sure there's not another shed.
Brother Boogie.
You can be safe enough. Oh man, that road story was something.
Each house is like the creepy old shed behind the house. I will never forget that. That's got to be the funniest thing that I think I had heard in 2021. So, Boogeyman is in the house. Boogie, how is everybody feeling out where you are? I know Boogie was down with some medical issues too, and I hope everything is looking up. I hope 2022 is starting out well for you, brother. So, and it's great to see you in the chat tonight. It really is. And by the way, I wanted just a very quick shout out. Those of you who have seen us posted on Twitter a couple times, we continue to send all of our prayers and hopes, and good vibes over to the UK, to where our brother Spooky Sprocket is. He is, quite literally fighting for his life.
Fighting for his life.
Yeah. I mean, by the very literal sense. We found out today that he was in an unfortunate family situation and was injured and is right now in an induced coma, and honestly, literally fighting for his life. So, those of you who know him, please continue to say some prayers for him. We hope he gets out of it and comes back to the community and to his wonderful fiance, Trinity Warrior, who has been holding it together as best she can. So I just wanted to put that out there too. Jesus, Boogie said everyone came up positive for COVID. Good.
Yeah, that's
God.
not the positive news you want to hear in
No.
22.
No. My goodness. Like I said, my wife.
I think it's hard to avoid. Because today I got an email like in my daughter's classroom, somebody tested positive. So at least the rules are much more relaxed now than they were like even a couple of months ago. So as long as you're vaccinated and you don't have any symptoms, you can just, as long as you're wear your mask.
Yep.
You'll be okay.
No, it's
you
kind
don't
of
have
funny.
to quarantine, so that's good.
Right, and so that whole thing is changing. And what's really bizarre, I got sick last week. I did not have corona, but I got the regular old flu, and it hit me harder than corona hit my wife. Like, my wife's got a scratchy throat. She's got her throat's hurting, and she's coughing a bit, but she's like, otherwise I feel fine. I'm like, okay. I mean, I was down for the count. Like that last Thursday, when I called the show out, I was in bed at 7 and gone. I mean, I had a high fever. I had, my whole body ached, but never got the COVID. So just really weird how this is affecting everybody.
Yeah. Unless the tests are not as accurate as they say they are.
Well,
because I know a family where 3 of the 4 had COVID, and all 4 had the same symptoms, but 1 tested negative. That makes me
wonder. Oh, hold on.
Oh, who's
look who we got. We have a special guest. Cyrus.
What up, y'all?
Cyrus, how you doing, brother?
Welcome.
I don't have a whole lot of time, but I wanted to hop on real quick.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, dude. Yes, we haven't talked in that long. Holy crap.
We haven't.
Is that still allowed though?
Yeah.
We have not talked in. We haven't talked in a while. I mean, a little bit on Discord, but not like this. So,
Yeah.
How you liking your new job?
Well, it's been an adjustment, but I'm good. It's nothing I haven't done before, and it's paying the bills.
What are you doing? Obviously not like greeter for Walmart, but
that's exactly what I'm not doing the greeter for Walmart. No, I basically I don't want to go into a lot of detail because there's people that are trying to cause trouble for me.
Oh no, just I was just thinking general
just
genre.
In general, what's your feel?
Logistics.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. So fronting for mafia.
Yeah. Well, it's all the money comes in, you wash it, you send it back out.
Big washing machine.
Those air tubes.
Pretty much.
Air tubes.
I wanted to talk for just a second, if I could, about my book that I just put out.
I can't believe you wrote a book.
Well,
it's not a huge book, but it's about 40 pages, and it's called Together Again, The Return of Intellivision. And it's about my personal history within television, and a little bit about like what's been going on with the company and the new Amico that's coming out and everything. lots of pictures, so everybody likes that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I do pictures.
Pictures of Cyrus or pictures of the television?
There's no there's no pictures of me. There's no pictures of me. All of the profits or proceeds of the book are going to a charity called Operation Kindness. It's a no-kill animal shelter in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So anyone that purchases the book, you're contributing to a good cause. I'm not seeing a dime of it. In fact, I'm spending my money to make this even happen. It's just something that I wanted to contribute and try to use all of this in television energy for something that could actually do something in the real world in a positive way. So that's what I'm trying to do. So if you're interested in it,
I just put the link in the chat.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
And this looks like a good $10 for me to spend. So,
well, I appreciate it. And anybody that buys the book or contributes to Operation Kindness, email me at cyrusmartin@yahoo.com, and I'll send you a free PDF version of the book. So just let me know, because I can't see the people individually that buy it. They don't let me have that information. I thought they did, but they don't. So if you want the PDF version for free, just email me. Tell me you contributed or that you bought the book. I'm not going to check on it. There's no receipt that I need to see. And I'll give you the free PDF version also. Because I just want to do what I can to help, and hopefully it does help. But I appreciate you letting me talk about it, because
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a really good place that helps stray animals, people that pass away and leave their pets behind. There's so many situations where they provide for the pets that we all love, who just need a second chance and just need an opportunity to survive. You know, they keep the animals as long as they have to, and they find them new homes. And I think that's a really noble thing to do. So I'm just trying to do what I can to help contribute to that. So
it's a wonderful cause, Cyrus.
Well, guys, I just y'all letting me talk about it here is great. I can't thank you enough for that, because I'm trying to talk about it as much as I can right now, in a positive way. You know, I know that unfortunately we live in a world where not everyone is trying to be positive, but I personally am grateful that you guys have been good friends to me, have been there for me, and are supportive of stuff like this. So thank you for that.
Well, you know, I've gotten, I've gotten to know you quite a bit over the last, I'd say year and a half. Yeah. You know, I remember that first time actually talking to you after going, man, Iris doesn't talk much in the chat. I think he doesn't like me.
I remember that, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what I did to him, but damn, he must not like me. So, but and then we just started. We started talking. We've been on a couple of Amico shows together, and it's been great. And of course, then, you know, we've had the privilege of meeting and having one of the greatest car adventures ever known.
If I had, look, I liked you before, but if I didn't like you, I have a reason for that now. But I do. You're a great friend of mine, Myke. You will always be a great friend of mine, and
likewise.
I'm so grateful. And Peter, you're okay too. Peter, you're okay too.
Yeah, just barely.
But
it just makes the mark. But, yeah.
I'm just glad to know you guys, and I'm glad that sometimes, like you were saying, Myke, sometimes the first impression we have of somebody can be wrong, you know? And I try to not let myself fall into that trap because everybody has a bad day, everybody has a bad time, people are going through things you don't know about. Sometimes we misinterpret each other. So I definitely appreciate you being willing to like give me, like I was saying, a second chance, another opportunity to.
Well, it was a first chance at clarification.
Right. Thank you
So,
for that. Thank you very much for that.
well,
I appreciate that.
You really are a great guy. I think you definitely. I've come to know that you have a heart of gold.
It is pretty heavy, Ugh, so
and
weighs
you
me
do
down.
And you do like a lot of things I like. So I had long since forgiven you for selling your Neo Geo.
Sometimes we have to make tough decisions, Mike.
I know, but the fact that you are a fan of things like the Jaguar and
Jaguar, sir. Good sir, it is Jaguar.
I really need to find another.
Makes it sound much better, doesn't it?
Well, in Texas we say Jaguar, and it really upsets people. I don't know why, but they get like, like that little girl in the meme where she eats the cotton candy and she's like, that's us. But no. But, by the way, Lady Ventress, I love you too. Geeks with Cash, everybody in the chat that's Anthem Two Tails, you guys are awesome. Born Distracted, even though you are distracted. Still love you.
So I am going to do my first book review. I just bought your book. I just bought your book.
It's actually 40 pages of me just saying amico, 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 amico. Over. Not really.
Just in hope that Tommy will show up and.
Oh yeah, I said it too many times. So like
too many times. He goes back in that bottle.
He's like back and forth, back and forth. He's exhausted. I don't know.
Oh. Well, hey, speaking of which, while you're here, I mean, one of the things that we were, going to kind of talk about tonight in our Welcome to 2022 is what are we expecting, from all the different areas of the world of gaming. So obviously, Peter and I, Xbox guys and PlayStation guys, and Peter's got a Switch, and and I hate the Switch, and you're a PC guy as well, right? So you do PC and PlayStation, but also the three of us are Amico Founder Edition owners, pre-orders. Well, we're not owners yet because we don't have it, but we're
I know. It's like
be careful how you.
Right.
Be careful how you label yourself. I'm just saying.
Well, look, we have the great news is we got a whole different gaming family here. So, there's a lot of people in the chat that also are fans. They're patiently waiting.
Hey, but one thing, you guys have touched the thing.
We have laid hands on it.
So if it is all like poof goes up in air, at least you got to touch it.
If it goes
a little
poof
bit of
in
an
the
echo
air,
here. I don't know what's going on with that.
If it goes poof in the air, at least I've got games that will mean nothing. But I'll have little coins. We'll have coins.
You got coins.
I mean, we've all been through so much over the past, I don't know, couple of years, I guess, at this point, and we're just fans of this thing. We're just interested in this console. We want to play these games in our homes and share them with our families. That's it. That's all there is to it. It's not any more complicated than that. I know that, like I said, sometimes you hear a lot of other stuff, but it's really simple. We just like this thing. It's fun.
It's video games.
Peter, you're gonna love the controller, Peter.
Oh yeah,
I'm it's really nice.
Looking forward to.
I'm not even worried about, like, you would think. I mean, I'm not gonna harp on any of the stuff, but I just want to say,
no, come on. That's why we invite you on.
Well, I just want to say, like, if I had some criticisms, I would talk about those, and I do talk about my criticisms, but I'm not critical of the controller at all, and that's because I've used it, and it's really cool. It's not. It disappoints me that people are unwilling to even entertain that controller could be good, and they're going to be very surprised, because I have to tell you, the first time I used that controller, maybe Mike, maybe you had the same experience. little bit of trepidation. Maybe you're just a little bit like, oh, I don't know. I hope this lives up to what I want it to be, right? And then you use it and you're like, immediately you're like, oh my God, this is what? Like, what was I worried about? Like, so I'm not even worried, Peter. You're
Oh yeah, no, I'm not worried at all. The only thing I'm worried about is like, will I play it more than taking it out of the box and play my first round of packing games and
Yeah, what game to play first? What game to play first?
Really looking forward to this.
I think
for whatever reason.
Oh yeah. Well, the skiing is solid. The skiing.
It's going to take you
solid.
a second because every game controls a little different. I've mentioned this ad nauseum. People tired of hearing me talk about it, but like every game controls a little differently. Skiing is the one that took, I think, everybody that first round of like, oh, now I understand how to play.
Right.
And then it was like skiing through butter.
And here's the thing. I think I know I'm thinking of it in this way. Will I pull this thing out every day? Maybe not. Probably not. I mean, of course, no. But I'm gonna, once a week, twice a week, when the kids want, and when Seth and I are ready to muck around on something, when there's like, I've got 5 people that want to come to my house already that live in Maryland. They're all, generational gamer, Nick Darby, JD, they're all like, when are we coming to your house? When I get it. So I mean, there's going to be times when people are just going to come over and we're going to play. It's going to make this wonderful complementary system to what we're playing now. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing with my Series X. I paid $500 for that. I better play that.
Well, I mean, again, the Amico, if it was designed to be a daily driver type of console, there would be an online infrastructure, and there would be, all the elements that you have, the pursuant of, the third party titles, and you would have it would be more powerful. You would have your Call of Duties and your Fortnites and the controller wouldn't look like that if it was going to support everything that's out there and be a competitor to PlayStation and Xbox. It's definitely never been on the radar of Intellivision to be that kind of console. So yeah, you're right. It's not going to be the console you spend 8 hours, or maybe not 8 hours, but like 2-3 hours, a night, couple nights a week playing like you do on your Xbox or PlayStation. Or if you're maybe more, people play more, but it's going to be a console you break out, you play 30 minutes, you play a couple hours, people come over, have a good time.
I can see it instead of like having movie night. It's like, hey, Amigo night.
Yeah, or you could even, I mean, it's a console you don't have to play for all night. It could be just an hour.
No, but I mean, just, with your friends and your family, it's like.
Yeah, absolutely.
An interesting game that none of us have ever thought about that would be almost perfect for the system. And I can't believe no one's ever brought this up. You guys remember the Hasbro Game Night games on the Xbox 360, PS3?
Yeah.
They had Boggle and Light, the Game of Life, and all of these. It was basically the Hasbro games. It's like, this is tailor made for something like that.
Absolutely. I hope there are board games on, like classic board games, like Parker Brothers games like Monopoly and different things like that, Uno, and different games like that. I think they would be great for stuff like that. Absolutely, Uno would be fantastic with the controller playing that way. There's so many possibilities for and notice, guys, we're talking about family games. We're talking about games you get together with a little group and locally play and just have fun like you would with a board game or a Uno deck or whatever. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about this other, experience that there's other things that do that. And I'm excited, and writing the book got me even more excited as I was writing it, thinking about what we're going to be doing, what, you know, the real implementation of what the Amico is going to represent. And I'll tell you this, I can't wait for the old games to show up on the Amico, because I love playing them on my old Intellivision. Don't get me wrong, but I just want to see. I am very curious to know how they handle with that new controller. You know, I can't wait.
I want to see what I want to see what the overlays look like digital.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's these little things that we've kind of, I don't know, not thought that much about, because we've just been so like caught up in the, you know, the newness of everything and what's going on and all the, I mean, you know, stuff that's happening, the extracurricular stuff. But these little things that we're really going to be using and enjoying in a real physical way, like that's something that's starting to like really congeal for me. I'm really looking forward to this being in my home and what that experience will be like. I'm very excited about it.
I think you lied about your book. Or the website is wrong. It says 41 pages. I thought you said 40.
Liar!
All right, I got
Liar!
more lies from the Amico Code.
Oh, dang.
It's one of those pages is blank, so
yeah.
I wasn't
intentionally left blank.
Oh, you have to. You have to actually leave blank pages. I don't know if you know that, but like when you make a book, you have to have a couple in the front and back for the printing process. Plus, you got to have a place to sign if anybody asks you.
That's right. You got it for that book signing at Barnes and Noble that you're going to do in March.
No. Probably not. This is, I'm having a blast with the whole thing. And the response has been very positive for the most part. I'm very grateful for that. And like I said, I'm more interested to talk about Operation Kindness and what they're doing for those pets, because I really feel like they used to get talked about all the time in Dallas because of there was a radio host that would talk about them all the time, but he passed away. So now they don't really have the exposure that they were getting. And I just want to do, I mean, I'm not saying I'm doing a lot here, but whatever I can do, I want to try to help, you know, with that. So anyway,
Qeorge just said he bought the book.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Like I said, guys, don't forget to email me and I'll get you the free PDF version as well. I just need your email address.
Nice.
So, nice. CyrusMartin@yahoo.com. So, and that goes for you guys too. Like you can just donate to Operation Kindness. You don't even have to buy the book. You know, just let me know. I'll send you the PDF version.
Brian says that blank page is a bonus DLC page.
That's right. Yep. Oh. That's a loot box. You have to open the email that I sent you, and it unlock. No, it doesn't do all
that. Is that extra page an NFT?
I don't really understand NFT, so I don't know how to. I'm gonna say no.
I'm sorry. It's the big joke. It's the big joke going around.
Oh, see, I've been writing a book for the past couple of weeks, so I am like totally out of everything that's been going on. I've been working on this book every day for hours, like before I go to work for like 4 or 5 hours a day. And then I had one day off. So I spent the entire, I don't know, probably 16 hours of that day working on this book. It's been a lot of work. It's not even a long book, but it's a lot of work. Writing. You know what? I haven't written in so long though. I forgot how fun it is. And I was really enjoying, I think also I was enjoying being away from the internet. I think that was also part of why it was so fun. But I had a great time writing it.
I can't wait to read it. Actually, I can't wait to read it. If it has,
it has some big words, Mike. Just so you know.
Okay.
Warning. You know.
All right.
No,
doesn't have any pictures. doesn't have any pictures of Relic and I getting our ass kicked at biplanes, does it?
That's all it is. It's literally just pictures of me whooping y'all's ass.
That's all right. Because just remember, Baron von Cyrus, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna be practicing the
I
shit out of that game. I've got the.
I do mention biplanes more than once in the book, so it is in there.
Twice, like 2, right? So you have to do it twice. So
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just a logical choice right there.
I'm kind of obligated, really.
He legit can crow about that. He did.
We're going to have the most epic rematch of all time.
We are,
because when we all have biplanes and we're able to practice and get really good at everything and learn some of the tricks that Tommy didn't tell us about that I know he knows, we're going to have an epic rematch. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. And I'm thinking maybe one of the things that there's no online play, but what you can do is we can have fun with the leaderboarding.
Yes, absolutely. But there is online play if you do it yourself. Like, you remember Retro Bro and I did the competition for Breakout?
Right.
You can do things. You just have to do it a little. You got to think outside the box a little bit. There's ways to do things.
There is.
That's all I'm saying.
There is. Yeah. I mean, but even at that score-based stuff,
Yes. Yeah.
Because I know. Go ahead, Peter.
No. Just.
The lady of interest asks, "What's my book author name?" It's my name, Cyrus Martin.
Oh, it's not. What the hell is his name? Alex McCracken.
Alexander McCracken. All right, this book about that'll be the next book I put out by Alexander McCracken, talking about those kangaroos. He's always talking about.
Yeah, right.
No, I thought it was anonymous. But...
No. Alex McCracken is definitely not anonymous. He's he's happy to let you know who he is.
Yes, the next book will be Miko.
Magical dematerializing kangaroos that Tommy Tallarico took from me and exploited and transmuted into the soundtrack of MDK. Yeah.
I forgot he did the soundtrack to MDK.
Oh yeah, that's why I called it Magical Dematerializing Kangaroos.
I forgot he was MDK. Oh shit, I forgot about that one.
Tommy has done some spectacular music, and when he gave away like all of his music to everybody, I was listening to just track after track of this stuff,
dude.
And I was like, what is wrong with people that don't understand how amazing this is? Like,
how influential he was to the music scene.
Yeah, it was great.
We were talking about this maybe off air with like me and Chuck and Panda and Nick. And we've talked to Tommy, several times. Like I talk to Tommy once a week, just shoot the breeze with him because there's other things to talk about other than the Intellivision Amico. He is an actual human being with actual other things. But we talk to him all the time and we're like, yeah, hey Tommy, blah, blah, blah. I still will maintain that the day that I had that Saturday that we did that music show, that music podcast here on the channel, and
I listened to that. Yeah.
And I got to play his music back to him and watch him go, wow, that's really impressive. And just see his face light up. I still paced my house for like an hour. Like I was like, I can't believe I've talked to Tommy Tallarico all the time, but this was like, I can't believe I just played Tommy Tallarico's music to him. I can't believe I turned into like a freaking fangirl. Like I turned into this groupie like I just went to a Michael Jackson concert. That's what his influence is to me.
You know what's great about that, Myke, is he's just a guy. He's lived an interesting life. He's got obviously an enormous talent, and he shares that with all of us. But he's just a dude, and he likes to talk to people and get to know people. And watching y'all hang out, because I did watch that stream, it was very much like people always like, oh, Tommy Tallarico's this big ego. I'm like, there was no ego in that stream. It was all, hey, yeah, I did this stuff. Let's talk about it. You're playing his music. Oh, he's like kind of like having I think it was maybe more. I don't want to say more, but I don't know. I think it definitely affected him to hear how much it meant to you. And that there's nothing wrong with doing things that are interesting and special and sharing it with people and having people appreciate that. I don't understand what's the problem. Like, that's what we should be doing as people. We should be encouraging each other and sharing our, what we can contribute with everyone else. So
he was a big influence on me when I was younger.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's still surreal that I became the guy's friend. Like he is by all rights, he shouldn't have time for any of us. But
he really doesn't. He really doesn't, Mike. But that's the thing. He doesn't care.
He makes it.
He would rather spend his time with us.
Right. He makes that time.
Yeah, and that's fascinating to me. I mean, I don't know how many times, I'm sure you've told him the same thing where we've been like, dude, you got things to do. Don't worry about us. You got things to do. But he's still making time. Yeah. And he's a great dude. He's a great dude. We're not shilling for the guy. We're just saying he's a good dude. I don't understand. Like, whatever. I don't know.
Phil Spencer ain't giving us the time of day. Jim Ryan's not giving anybody the time of day.
Yeah, Phil Spencer. I think he's really got a lot going on. But yeah.
Oh, of course he does. But he also has the people that he hangs out with online are a very select elite group of Xbox gamers. He doesn't just he doesn't just play amongst the masses. And that's the difference. Is Tommy, we found Tommy amongst, Twitter, and he responded to us. I still remember when I just reached out to him that one day in like December of 3 years ago and said, we'd love to have you come on if you want. And he's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah, it was the same with John reached out and Tommy was like, yeah. And then John was like, hey, I know you like in television. You want to talk to Tom Tallarico? And I was like, yeah. But you're absolutely right, Mike. It's like, you wouldn't think he would just be like, sure, with anybody. And maybe he's not like that so much anymore because of everything, but at least I'm so grateful to have had that window where he was available and interested, and we were like, hey, let's talk. And it happened. That's how friendships happen with whoever you're talking about, So I'm grateful for my friends.
I am too.
And guys, I hate to run, but I am going to have to go.
You got to go to work.
But you guys, I love your show. I love everything you're doing, whether you're talking about Xbox or Amico or whatever. Just keep doing what you do. You guys are great at it. Peter, Myke, thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk about. And if you don't mind, one last time, I just want to say,
absolutely.
OperationKindness.org. They care about helping pets that need a home and need help. So if you can, just support OperationKindness.org. That's all I want to say. So
posted the link to your book again. So for people interested.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
41 pages.
40 ish.
Check.
You'll find out. You'll find out.
Is there a forward?
There is a brief prologue and epilogue. It's very personal. The book has a lot of personal stuff in it. So
excellent.
It's about in television. It's about Amico, but it's also about my personal, experience and thoughts about that stuff. So that's what it is.
That's great. I really am. I'm looking forward to reading it.
Thank you guys very much. I got to run, but I will catch y'all again very soon.
Brother Cyrus, you are welcome here anytime. This is, me.
Especially when we're on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right. Hey, you're welcome to hang out, just in a dark room, but when
talk to my Myke for no reason. Just hey, Myke, you're not even there. Yeah.
So.
Oh, I meant Myke. Anyway, never mind. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks again. Thanks to everybody in the chat. And
all right, brother Cyrus.
All right, bye. Y'all take
Good
care.
night.
And there he goes. Oh, Noof is in the house. Boom, boom, kaboom. Going on, Noof. Noof, you can jump in if you want. I know you invited me on to. He invited me on to GAD on Tuesday night, but I had caught it so late. My wife and I were watching the end of Cobra Kai. So. What, GAD? Yeah, it's. Yeah, it's always after Retro Renegades. So, and we love Brother Noof. And man, talk about a guy whose show I love so much. Just listening to him and MAGG and Titan, and just laughing. I mean, there's just such a chemistry there. Man, Cobra. Yeah. Yeah, gaming. Good Morning Xbox, and he has invited me on to Good Morning Xbox. And one of these days, when I'm not, when religious school is not in session, I definitely am gonna take him up on that. Oh, that's right. He left, so I gotta turn on. There we go. I gotta turn your mic back on. There we go. Otherwise, it was echoing.
My mic?
Yeah, because when Cyrus was here, it was echoing, so I had to turn. It's the stupid Skype thing. So
Damn.
there we go.
I missed all the good stuff.
No, it's been on the whole time. Just when Cyrus left, it silenced out. I had to.
Okay.
So no, they've heard you during the whole first hour.
No, I know. It's like. Hey.
So no more cat fighter. Yeah, Cobra Kai was a great. Oh my God, season 4 was so good. Nate disappointed me. Because Nate, I expected Nate to have seen it before I did. So
yeah, we were watching The Witcher first, though. You haven't watched any of that.
I haven't watched The Witcher. I gotta get on The Witcher. Because even though he's not my all-time favorite Superman, I do like Henry Cavill. I don't have a problem with Henry Cavill. You haven't seen. You're on the end of season 3, Noof?
I think I still need to watch season 3.
Oh my goodness! See, season 4 makes season 3 look like season 1. Good. I'm telling you, what a series that has turned out.
Well, that's
to be.
a trade-off, right? I eat a game or I watch a show. Can't do two at once.
No, it's yeah.
So it depends on if I want to be hands-on or hands-off.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
So, Masshole did ask if the Miko was releasing. So the short answer is it's coming out this year. It's coming out this year. It has to.
Yeah.
And Tommy will be the first to tell you this is the end game. They have to bring this out this year. So I'm thinking that it's coming out before April. I've pegged it for March. He said it's at the manufacturer. They need to get the parts together. They need to start actually building it. So that's the next part of it. So I'm hoping that this is soon. I'm hoping we get a notice very soon that, hey, this thing is it's
shipped.
When we get a ship date. Right, exactly.
Oh, and by the way, we built you too.
Right.
The remainder.
Yes. We have billed your credit card and enjoy.
They probably
So-
sent out an email saying like, "Hey, you know, within a week we'll be charging your card and shipping it out." I would think. I would hope.
I would hope. I you know, it's some it's easier and it's harder because I've played it already. So it's easier because I know it's coming. I know the thing is real. I know it's not a Coleco chameleon. But it's harder because I've played it and I want to play more.
Yeah.
And I your opinion on it when you get it, I'm going to be so keen on, because you've heard me talk about it ad nauseum now, and I know
We've seen you live streaming it when you were down there at the event.
right, and you know that that a point of not contention, but a point of curiosity is the controller, and the best way to describe the controller is you have to put it in your hands to understand it, and everybody who has played it has that opinion. You can't. The controller's not something you can just describe. I could describe an Xbox controller. I can't describe this controller because I can't describe for you how the disc feels. And so when this thing does get in our hands, I cannot wait to get your impressions.
Well, hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon. So,
because right
by the
now
way-
it's easier to get a Xbox Series
I know.
X than an Amico.
let's see, it's easier to get a PS5.
But but talking about parts and stuff, the news that Sony wants to start making PlayStation 4s again.
Yes.
I say, what?
What the hell?
What the hell? And then Microsoft comes out and saying like, yeah, we stopped production of the Xbox One.
Right, without telling anybody.
Yeah.
So they are.
So I think Microsoft's strategy about having the Series S as well as the Series X is paying off.
I tell you, this is what happens when companies stick to what they're doing. And look, I think that this will. I think this will help Sony manufacturing the PS4, because the PS4 is still very, very popular.
Yeah, but are people going to buy that though?
Well, here's the thing. It depends on how much it costs.
Well, that's it. If it's $99, it's going to sell.
Oh. Hey, Niall. Niall's here.
Hey, now.
Niall has been wanting to come talk to us. Niall, if you want to fill Chris's spot, you're welcome.
Hop in.
If it is the same, well, first off, it's not a PS Pro, which is interesting.
Yes.
That's odd.
Mm-hmm. But the whole philosophy and stuff, it's like, to me, it's like, a lot of stumbling and backtracking on the messaging about like, we believe in generations. Well, they also believe in all generations.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's just interesting. And,
though, it's a difference in, I think people have to understand this is not Sean Layden's Sony anymore. This is Jim Ryan's Sony. And Jim Ryan's Sony is a much more corporate Sony, built upon the parent company that looks at finances.
Right. Well, and here's an interesting thought that I have, because they're also getting rid of the PS Now prepaid cards, right?
Are they?
So what if they? Yeah, I believe so. So what if they come with their own Game Pass equivalent? What if you could play your PS5 specific games say they're just PS5 only games, but you could play those the same way, like
I mean,
PS
like
Now, but then on the PS4
like a cloud option, like cloud
cloud
gaming.
option. Yeah,
That would be a great move, honestly. Now you'd lose games that had DualShock 5 specific things, but
what if they make it so you could use those on your PS4? I don't know if they can.
yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't think the
I mean,
DualShock.
maybe
Yeah,
they
I don't
can
think that's.
There's some drivers for it that will actually do that, and you just get those capabilities for their cloud, their PS Now stuff.
Right. PS Now
Maybe.
would also have to bring day and date for their games, and
If they want to compete with, with Game Pass, then yes.
yeah, and oh, God. I see another special guest
Oh,
coming in the
this
pipe.
night keeps them giving.
Hey,
I know.
what's going on?
There he is.
I hear him.
Hang
I
on.
don't see him.
We don't see him. We hear him. Now, you guys don't hear him yet because I haven't brought him into the.
Oh,
I haven't brought him into the call.
What's going on, guys?
Not
Can you hear
much.
me?
We can hear
Yes,
you.
we
We
can
can't
hear
see
you.
you yet.
maybe he's in a dark room. Can't see him.
Hey, what's up, Janong? What's going on, brother? Good to see you. So while we're waiting on, there he is. Except you're not named Cyrus Martin, so let me get you named right.
Yeah. So what are you guys talking about?
We're just talking about the reintroduction of the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, they're going to use that to fill the supply chain issues they're having with the PS5.
I don't understand why. I mean, why can't they just stop producing the 4 and move on to the 5?
Well, they
because
did
they can't-
stop 4.
Right, they were supposed to.
Well, didn't they?
can't.
They did, right?
No,
thought
I
they
don't
stopped
think they
production
did.
and-
I don't think they did.
Well, they can't get. No, they were supposed to. They were supposed to end it late 2021.
Oh, okay.
But they put that on hold because, well, they can't. They're not able to get PS5s out the door.
Due to components?
Supply chain issue. I mean, it's Ed says, "Why does this Cyrus Martin have hair?" I don't necessarily get this move either from a standpoint of anything other than they're just trying to keep people from having. They figure if they have a PS4, if they have more PlayStation 4s on shelves, people will buy that over an Xbox Series S.
But they're so easy to
Maybe.
get.
Well, the PS5
They
is
are-
not.
PS4 are so easy to get. PS4, like they're literally everywhere. You cannot.
Well,
You
they're gonna
need to
keep
go
the-
go on eBay or somewhere else and buy one. They're just
Well, everybody
not
has
hard.
traded or sold theirs in. Also, before they could get their hands on a PS5, maybe.
I just don't see the point. I mean, who doesn't have a PS4 nowadays?
Yeah.
And the
True.
ones that don't have a PS4 are the ones who upgraded to a PS5. So it just, I don't know. It seems a bit too.
Are there any? Are there any markets where they could expand or sell more PS4s? Then maybe no.
Oh.
I mean, no, not really.
No, so I don't know. Yeah, to me, it seems to be it's kind of a strange move.
Well, remember though that Halo, Jesus, Horizon Forbidden West is coming out on PS4, right?
Right.
I think God of War Ragnarok was still coming out on PS4,
Uh,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
So
the
And
new
GT7, right?
GT7. So there are still new games in 2022 coming out for PS4. And that's something that's
Yeah.
different from what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft has now moved on.
Yeah, and I
So-
think
Yeah.
Sony should too.
I mean, that's the beauty of the series architecture, right? So it's like, it's the same architecture except your resolution is less. So you still move forward
Right.
with your
So-
games and other stuff.
I think in a way the PS4 has sort of held them back.
You think?
If anything. Yeah.
How so?
I don't know. It's just I just think they could be ramping up productions on, using another way to get a PS5 out the door than focusing on the 4.
Well,
I mean,
remember
the 4
though,
is done.
well, it's not, but it's not because they're making new games for it this year. I mean, as I just said, their 3 tentpole games this year, Horizon, God of War, and GT, are all getting PS4 releases.
Yeah, but those people already have PS4.
Not necessarily.
There's not many people out there that haven't got a 4.
While I
kind of want to
agree-
see how it plays out if they do.
Yeah,
that.
I do too, because I think they've done
I'm
enough.
curious,
I mean,
but
look, I cannot. I don't know that I understand it either, but they, like I said, this isn't Jim Ryan. While he has his faults for sure from a fan perspective, Sean Layden was the fan guy, and Jim Ryan's not. Jim Ryan is the business guy. So I thoroughly believe that he's done some sort of market research to show that there's still enough of a market for PS4 that he can use this as a stopgap until they can get PS5s better done. Now, remember though too, Niall, it's not like they haven't tried. Remember, they redesigned the internals of the PS5 with different parts to try to stem some of this too. It's just for whatever reason, they're not able to get them out like Microsoft's able to get out the Series S.
Well, could they not make like a slim digital version?
They do have
like
a
PS5
Slim.
Lite.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, like pull
Like
what
just a-
Xbox is doing.
Well, they
with an
already
S.
have
Just
the
like a
dig-
series like a Series S.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would look like, but I mean, remember the Series S does have it's not just ditching the disk drive. It does have a smaller GPU in it. So
Right.
you'd be,
Well, and I'm not sure, if that's easy to do with a PS5 if it's not designed from the ground up to having 2 same CPU architecture, but it's a smaller scale.
yeah. This is really about.
I mean,
what
it
I
could
don't
be done,
understand.
but how long would that take, and et cetera,
I mean, what I don't understand is why not fill this gap with PS Pros, which are at least, higher quality stuff than the PS4.
Yeah.
Which
and
I-
even put
is-
an SSD in there to to stem the pain a little bit from
Right.
slower load times. I mean, sure, it won't be the speed of a PS5, but it will be better than mechanical drive.
Yeah. I think and it's gonna have to be priced right because
Oh yeah,
Phil did
because
say
how much is a Series S? That's $299, right?
$299. Yeah. And
Actually, I've
and
seen them for $269 at I forgot what
Tell you
store
what,
it is. Myers or
almost-
something.
I almost want to get one just to replace my OG Xbox One as an emulator box. But I mean, Microsoft, Phil has said that the Series X and the Series S are the best-selling, the fastest-selling Xbox generation yet, which means
Well, the S is everywhere.
right,
Yeah,
and
the
it's
S, yes,
selling,
yeah. I mean,
S is
yeah, and it's
everywhere.
selling like gangbusters. It's interesting. It's
but also the
interesting to
hardware you
hear
find
that,
everywhere. I mean, it's selling, but it's also like availability is everywhere.
Mm.
right? And it's
I
interesting
can go to
because
Costco and buy 15 right
right,
there and then.
And the reason why it's selling is because parents love the fact that it's so cheap.
yep.
Mhm.
But yet it is damn near. I mean, it's got the same CPU as the Series X. I mean, really, you're getting a lot of the same power capability, just at a lower resolution. So,
I mean, if I had a young kid, yeah, I'd go for it because I can get a Game Pass for my kid and I can buy him that, you know.
yeah, it's a hell of a little machine. But this also means that the Xbox Series X and S has sold better at this point in its life cycle than the Xbox 360. And the Xbox
Mhm.
360 had no competition for an entire year. That's
The X
pretty
is
damn
still very
impressive.
hard to get to.
Yeah, but did the 360, did it have a, how was the cell slope? Did it start out kind of slow and then all of a sudden accelerated some? Or quite a bit?
The 360 came out, actually no, the 360 came out pretty gangbusters because there was no, it was one of the generations where Sony was still an entire year out. So there was
Yeah, true.
nothing to sell against it. So it sold like nuts because there was no competition at all. It was the only game in town. So,
I think it was cheaper as well. It was cheaper.
oh, it was definitely cheaper than the PS3 when it came out, for sure. It was
Oh, yeah.
$399, I think it was when it launched.
Don't forget its reliability was absolute ass. I bought 3 of them.
Yeah, but you got them replaced for free, right?
I got one of them replaced for free. The others got, like, the other ones were out just before the warranty broke, just after the warranty. So, like, they weren't reliable at all.
See, that's why I bought mine at Costco. So they have, like, if you're not satisfied at any point in time, you can just return it.
Knock on wood, my launch unit never failed, and by the time I figured it might, I had already replaced it with the Elite. So
I never saw the point to buying the Elite. It was when it came out, it was a bit late.
it was the first of the Xbox consoles that have an HDMI out, and that's why I did it. And it had a larger hard drive. So while the I forgot what the base hard drive on the
well, initially it was 20,
was.
right?
Yeah, something like that.
20 gig.
And the Elite was 120.
Yeah.
So the Elite had a huge hard drive, but that HDMI out was like a game changer for me because I was just my TV at the time was one of was that first set that had HDMI on it. So the thought of not having the component cables was very intriguing to me. So that's why I got the Elite. By the way, want to catch up on some folks. Of course, Dan White's in the house. Retro Bro, Brother John's in the house. Daddy J, Graphic God, our illustrious NLG's very own graphic designer, is in the house.
I don't know if you've said it. Brother Chris is in the house.
I did say Brother Chris. I think I said Brother
Okay.
Chris. And of course, here is Niall. No, Masshole is here. My fellow Hebrew. Kurt Bradshaw had to leave, but he said thank you. It was a great show. Hopefully he will come back and hang out with us again.
Yes.
So yeah, so this is a very weird start to the year. And then I don't know about this, but this one kind of Well, let's do this. Let's stick on, because I kind of had this whole thing about gaming news, but since we got Niall here, I wanted to just ask what you guys were looking forward to this year in gaming. What are the things that you guys are seeing coming down the pike in 2022 that have you excited? There's lots of news we're gonna go over in a little bit, and trust me, there's some crazy shit that's been
I
going
find it
on.
hard to get excited from games anymore because every time I get excited, I get let down. I swear to
Niall.
God. I was looking forward to the likes of Cyberpunk, and turned out to be a big flop in the end. We all know how wonderful that game turned out. But yeah, like, I don't know. Every time
Well, maybe you're looking
Yeah.
forward to that patch that's coming out now. That will fix
Yeah,
everything.
see the patch.
remember Scalebound, I was really looking forward to Scalebound. We all know how wonderful that worked out. But yeah, I don't know. There's certain games that I'm intrigued by, and there's
Are you excited for Horizon Forbidden West?
I'm going to finish. I had to get back to finishing the first one.
Dang.
You have not.
Can we
Wait
put
a
him on
minute.
the
Whoa,
show
whoa.
right now? He
You
has some
haven't finished
homework.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
Niall, you were one of our PlayStation gamers. You were
I
one of our
know.
PlayStation stalwarts. You
I think we
balanced.
converted him a little bit.
Something
I'm afraid.
converted it. Game Pass converted it.
I think
Game
other
Pass
games came
converted it.
along, and I just dropped it. That was the way.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I
How
would.
is that?
Like,
How is that possible? You dropped it. Peter and I platinumed it.
oh yeah.
The world is upside down.
I know.
What
But
about
you did-
GT7?
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played Gran Turismo in years.
Well, maybe now it's a good time to pick it up. And
Yeah.
GT
is
I
still
might.
it's so
It's
solid.
one of the ones. I'm looking forward to Dying Light, I must say.
And
Dying
all
Light is
500 hours of it.
all 500?
Dying Light would be one of my ones, but there hasn't been games that are going, wow, I must buy.
Well, I mean, you do have Game Pass now, so that does help because there's so many games that are
Yeah.
that are hitting that.
And just what they announced, or IO
God,
announced.
yeah.
you know,
Hitman,
the Hitman
trilogy that they announced that today.
Yeah. All 3 Hitmans in one package.
Something's coming out in a couple weeks that we were talking about. We're gonna do our
Yeah,
co-op
with the
stream on.
20th, right? There was
Yeah,
something.
what was that? We said,
I mean-
hey,
It was a
hold on.
I'm
3-player
intrigued by
co-op.
that game.
oh, it was
for-
Extraction, Rainbow Six Extraction.
There we go.
So
And thanks to Game Pass, we'll be able to play it, because otherwise I might not have picked it up. At least not day one.
I know it wouldn't have been on my radar to buy day one. So, but now,
Halo Infinite co-op. Yeah, there you go, back.
you guys in your pipe dreams. Did you see? Oh my God! You should have seen. I meant to grab the screenshot of it. There was some like little sniping going on with that today with Wendy's with the official Wendy's Twitter.
Oh, because of National Roasting Day? That one?
Was that it? I'm gonna have to look it up. It was a whatever it was hilarious, and it was like, hey, Xbox, let's play some Halo Infinite co-op together. That was great.
Yeah, that's
So,
funny. They had some other funny ones too.
Oh, today. Oh, because today is National Roast Day.
Yeah. Like I forgot what Affleck said, but Wendy's reply was they posted a picture of a roasted duck. And there were some other ones too. That was hilarious.
Hold on,
I'm also looking forward to Starfield, even though we haven't seen too much about it. But if Skyrim is any indication, which
Skyrim in space. What's up,
Skyrim
brother
in
Paste?
space. So.
Is that actually being made by Bethesda, or is it just being published by Bethesda?
No, it's being developed in-house by Bethesda. It's a Todd Howard joint.
Oh God! Well, I'll give that a miss then.
Wow, ye of little faith.
I prefer machine games or Arcane Studios to do.
Well, so Arcane is making Redfield.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got that. Now, did they say Redfield was a 2022 game? I don't know that they said that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Because all we saw was a CGI, right? Or
that's all we got was a CGI trailer. And give a quick shout out to brother Drinking Games with Josh. They got a quick break from the old slave drivers here on the evening shift and wanted to say what's up to all the fine people here in the chat and on the NLG show. Josh, my brother from Maryland, we are Redfall. What did I say? Redfield, Redfall. Josh, all is well. Loved your latest video games monthly opening box, and I'm in the midst of recording ours. I got Seth and I recorded. I'm in the middle of recording our game footage. I'll give you guys a hint too. It's almost all OG Xbox, and it's all Sublime.
That was a good month then.
It was a good month. And it just reminds me that the best $99 I think I've ever spent in my retro library is that M Classic, because I'll show you guys this. I got to show this to you. Go ahead now.
Yeah, Suicide Squad. That's one I'm looking forward to.
To give you guys a sneak peek of one of the games that I got. I've never seen this before. This is the Dead or Alive Ultimate Collection for the OG Xbox. As you can see, it says only on Xbox. It is a 2-disc set. Dead or Alive Ultimate 1 and Ultimate 2. And I will
one
tell
disc full with outfits. Right. Oh no, that's their latest.
What was the one on the 360?
Dead or Alive 4.
Yeah, that was the last one I played.
Which was very, very good. But this is an interesting...
It's BC too.
Yes, it is. And it's very interesting because 1 and 2 are so different in quality. Like, Dead or Alive 1 is kind of the suck. But Dead or Alive 2 is amazing. And with the M Classic and the way that it upscaled the image and cleaned it up, honest to God, man, makes it look like an Xbox One game. I kid you not. And you'll see it in the footage when I get the video out. But there's this, I mean, this is just neat. I've never seen this set before. And so I've been having a lot of fun recording the footage for our monthly video. So
do they count it as one?
They did not. They counted it. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, they counted it as one. They did count it as one. So I got Sneak King, Big Bump, and a Rocket Biker Racer again. Yes, along with the rest of the Tiger Woods series. So
yeah, collect them all.
Yeah. So, anyway, so.
Do you know that
was Dead or Alive 3? Was that an OG as well?
I think it was. Dead or Alive 3 was OG Xbox.
Okay.
It was Yep. Actually, now it does say it's Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. I wonder if 3 is also backward
Oh,
compatible.
3 is BC.
See, that's
Is
Three
awesome.
and
BC?
three.
I don't know. Can't keep track of those.
Oh, I wonder if
Just
I
the
don't think
later
it'll-
ones, it's like you just get like, I think they might have a free version where you just get a few core players and that's it.
Yeah,
And the rest is all like DLC
Yeah.
with other characters and like, $1 million worth of outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Am I still talking about DOA? This convo started on DJC last night. Hey, what's up, TV's Hasselhoff? It's good to see you, brother. So Redfall, I don't know if they said Redfall was 2022 or not.
I don't know if I gave it date.
But that's your
Don't know.
Arcane game, Niall.
Mm.
And who was the other one you were talking about? So you said you'd
I like-
Machine Games. They're
Machine
making
Games are my Machine Games and Arcane Studios are my favorite out of Bethesda.
Well, you're in luck because they're
But if
the
it's
ones that
if
are.
it's made by Bethesda, Jesus, and I avoid it like the plague.
I take it you didn't like Fallout?
No, they're not my games.
Hmm.
Don't like them at
Well,
all.
I will tell you that from Machine Games is going to come probably 2023 is in the Indiana Jones game.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
because they're pretty much done with the Wolfenstein.
I don't think they're done. I think they're going to concentrate on Indiana Jones first, and maybe they'll come back to Wolfenstein again.
Yeah, that game needs a little break to
Yeah.
rejuvenate a little.
Oh, Sniper Elite! I'm looking forward to the Sniper Elite at all.
Oh, the
Oh,
news,
yeah.
the one that's coming to Game Pass. That one.
Is it coming to Game Pass? Sniper
Yeah.
Is
Elite
it?
5?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's cool. Just save me time. Save me money.
Yeah. Be able to shoot
I'm
testicles for
telling
$1 a month.
Oh. Well, I mean, there's
I think you get an achievement for that.
Probably.
I also I'm also looking forward to that trio of Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why Gran Turismo coming out this year is a good thing, because Forza Motorsport I still believe is a year out. Like, we're not getting Forza Motorsport this year.
Even if it comes out in the end of the year, there's plenty of time for both to do well, and a lot of time.
Do you know who I think have been keeping quiet lately? You haven't heard anything from them. Is Ben Studios, the ones who made Days Gone.
Well,
yeah. Well, they wanted to make
the
second one a sequel, but
I heard
there's a
said,
whole thing on that.
Yeah. I still need to finish that. I started it and
I never started it.
I
wonder
loved it. Absolutely
I
what
loved
I
it.
played, I liked it. So.
I loved it.
I know you did. You streamed it for us.
Yeah, I never thought I'd like it so much, but I absolutely loved it. It was just fun.
And fun is, I mean, it should be. It should be fun. No, it should be, and that's what gaming is about: is having fun.
Now it was a
No.
long
Nope.
game, but it was just fun playing it. Never had.
Oh, thank you, Nick. Nick's helping keep the chat clear.
I hope they come out with a new game.
Yeah, probably working. They're working on something else.
They're being very quiet anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sony Studios they're all reload. I mean, there's Guerrilla Games that needs to get something moving. There's Santa Monica that, I mean, we know that
We know what they're
Insomniac,
working on.
Santa Monica. That's right. Santa Monica's working on God of War. Insomniac's
Mhm.
working on Spider-Man 2. Who was else? I was thinking. There's that studio. I know they shuttered the Japanese studio and brought that into the Asobo studio. So not Asobo. What was the name of the? Starts. It sounds like Asobo. What's the?
Yeah.
Sotos, Astro Playroom.
Yeah, at whoever
Blue
made
Point.
Astros.
There's Blue
Well,
Point.
Well, Blue Point's not necessarily a developer. So they got Blue Point to do remasters, which is probably why you're starting to see ramped up talk of the Last of Us remaster, because they'll get Blue Point to work on that.
Yeah,
Asobi.
Yeah, there you go.
Team Asobi.
The whole remaster of a thing that's.
The Last of Us has been remastered.
Yeah,
But they're
well, they want to do
remastering it
a
again.
remake, right?
No,
Mhm.
this is. I thought they were doing another remaster for the PS5.
A remaster.
A remaster.
Maybe if you can figure out BC correctly, then and enhance that, then you might have to. No, that's a cheap shot. But to me, games that are like,
But it is,
barely. Yeah, I mean, it was a remaster for the PlayStation 4. Then I don't think it. And if that version plays on the 5, then you should not have to make another remaster of that. That's silly. I mean, if it's a PlayStation 3 game or 2 or 1, then yeah, go for it. But not those recent ones.
What about Sucker Punch?
Sucker Punch, I haven't heard much from.
I know they released it like a DLC for Ghost of Tsushima. Was it like a year or two ago?
It was last year, I thought. So Hasselhoff says, was it Ben Silence due to them doing a new siphon filter? Were they doing another siphon filter? So
I don't know.
They weren't interested in it, but they did pitch an open world resistance game. So all right, so they asked them to do siphon filter. All right, so here you go. Hasselhoff, here's the official word from Jeff Ross, who did Days Gone. He said, I think Days Gone 2 was dead on arrival. It did get reviewed from a level right above the studio, but I don't think it went any further than that. I think the reviews were from the lens of the first one, for the first one being a train wreck in so many ways and didn't sell awesome, so let's keep these guys busy. They asked us, hey, what about a siphon filter?
How was it a train wreck when it sold well?
It didn't sell as well as they wanted it to, and the Metacritic scores were low.
But yet fans loved it, and it sold pretty well.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you use Metacritic as a success for a game as a metric.
Kind of listen.
And then here's another thing. I mean, if I always see like with PlayStation, they're more like the business side of things, and Xbox, they're more like them being gamers. So then, from a business standpoint, and you have people who just look at the numbers, and Metacritic was not as favorable, then. And it doesn't matter what the fans say.
Xbox have been, focusing on developing their games of all the studios they bought up. It's been pretty damn quiet, like coming from a lot of these studios anyway.
Yeah. Well, again, I think you have, they're not working on multiple games. So,
No.
So you've got your big three, and then, they don't have much else. Now, Neil Druckmann said that, Naughty Dog was working on multiple game projects, but they haven't talked about what those projects are yet.
I mean, if one project takes 5 years, then
well, that's true. That's
you
true.
can say like, yeah, we're working on it. I mean, what does that mean?
Oh.
They
Not a whole
usually
lot.
work on one project at a time, but they always have like other projects in the
Oh
pipe.
yeah.
All right. Well, Hasselhoff said, with Sony America running Sony IE Global, I only expect more bad decisions in the future. Like I said, this isn't Sean Layden's Sony anymore. This isn't Kaz
No.
Hirai's Sony anymore.
It's the used car salesman Ryan Sony.
I'm
telling you, he looks like a car salesman, used car salesman to me. Always just the dude stinks.
Real thoughts from Niall.
It's almost like you've been with him in the same room. It's like, oh man.
I don't trust Phil Spencer.
Well, you've never trusted Phil. You've been consistent Phil. There. I'll give you that. You've never trusted Phil either.
Yeah, I wouldn't. And yeah, but this guy, I just don't even. I trust Phil bet more than I would trust with this guy. This guy's ass.
Jesus.
But I must say that Xbox has been making a lot of right moves, or
I applaud.
At least a lot of things come to fruition. And I had one big snafu, and that was when they said we're going to raise the gold prices.
I'm a little
live gold, but I think everybody forgot about that by now.
That lasted a day.
Yeah.
Oh well, what's happened is that Microsoft bought in on Xbox as a, look, and if you guys did you watch the Xbox documentary that came out, Power On? The YouTube.
Yeah, there were like six parts.
Watch it. It is a fantastic 6-part documentary on how the Xbox even came to be within Microsoft. I mean, it is it really is a fascinating story.
I remember The Rock.
And how that was part of it, but and how there were definitely numerous times when this may not have happened. Yeah. So it's really good. And what it does is it gives don't do that, Hasselhoff. He's part of our channel.
Yeah.
He said, Niall, you bad-mouthing Phil.
+1, -1. +1, -1.
I'm going to find your channel, subscribe it, and unsubscribe. I mean, what's happened over the course of the last generation is that Microsoft bought into Xbox being one of their pillars of their company, whereas at the beginning it was just you have Windows, you have Microsoft Office, and then over here is this group of renegade geeks just doing a game console.
Point down like somewhere, yeah, the basement.
And even with the Xbox 360, they were still just okay. This is like this is like our Zune, right? It's going to be a whole different department. It's not. It's not really part of Microsoft. It's just this, thing Microsoft works on. Now, Xbox is a piece of Microsoft's branding. And they've wrapped other things around the Xbox name. The Microsoft Game Studios became Xbox Game Studios. You know, just things like that, you know, having Phil Spencer, not just the head of Xbox, but as a vice president executive that sits, you know, that sits in the executive table, sits on the management committee. Those are things that have fundamentally, that Microsoft is fundamentally invested in Xbox as a piece of its Microsoft brand. And that's different and that's new. And you know, and that's absolutely untrue, John. They're not wrapping everything into PC and trying to love away from console. They want you to play their games. They don't care.
Well, and use their services.
Right. They want you
The Game
in their
Pass.
ecosystem. How you
Yeah.
get into the ecosystem is your choice. If you want to do it by PC, that's great. You can buy into Game Pass, play on your PC. If PC building's your cool thing, build your rig and get into that. But if you want a console experience, they've got the Xbox brand, which is never going to be, it's never going to go away. You know, they've already said they're working on the next iteration of the Xbox console. You know, you know, but hardware agnostic simply means it's like Surface Pros. You know, you don't have to buy a Surface Pro to run Windows 11, but if you want to use Windows on a Surface, you could buy a Surface from Microsoft. So you know, they're not pushing people necessarily away from consoles. What they're doing is they're reinvesting in PC, because PC gamers have long felt that Microsoft was ignoring them and saying, you know, you've got your choice, you know. And the fact that you know, they announced that they shipped 12 million Series X and S's. They're not shying away from the console. What they're doing is they're telling you have a choice. And no matter how you decide to play Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, Psychonauts 2, Bethesda games, you know, no matter how you want to game, or by cloud, on your phone, if this is your thing.
How many did you say they shipped?
12 million is what they announced.
Damn.
That's
going to be a lot of scalpers.
Not so much in the Xbox Series S, because they're so available.
No, you can literally get the S anywhere.
No. And see,
The
Sony
S
is trying to
part,
do Game Pass with PS Now, but the problem is they still don't do day and date with their new releases. And until that happens, you know, Sony's never going to catch Game Pass's numbers with PS Now.
I heard they're merging the Plus and the PS Now.
They are. They're going to do that. There's still more to come on that. But
You think they're going to add movies to it? Sony movies?
I think they got rid of that.
But
well,
added as
Sony,
in there.
they could bring it back.
Yeah, the PlayStation View or whatever it was called. I think they got rid of it.
Yes, they are totally becoming platform agnostic. Nobody's saying they're not. What we're saying is that they're not abandoning consoles. They're just telling you wherever you want to play your games, whether it's on a console, on a PC, on your phone, on a smart TV. I think they're still doing that. I think they're still getting ready to do that deal with Samsung to put an Xbox app into their TVs. Then they care about you getting that Game Pass subscription. That's what they care about. They care about you spending that $15 a month to their ecosystem. So,
I find that Sony seem to be neglecting their certain they come out with these ideas, but they sort of neglect them. kind of like Google. They just flop.
Yeah.
Well, Google had no business doing what they did.
But like, yeah, you have to what was it, the PlayStation Plus collection? That came out
Yeah.
on the PS5, and they haven't updated it. There's
Yeah,
nothing
true.
new to it or nothing.
No.
And the PS now hasn't really done much. I know apparently there's 10 million subscribers on it or something, but it's still nothing compared to PS Plus.
John, you literally earlier said, ironically, they're now wrapping everything into PC and trying to lure away from console. So you did kind of say they're trying to abandon the console. So I'm just saying they're not. Yeah, platform agnostic is where the way they want to go, and they've been doing that. Like, the Xbox is not the first part of Microsoft that's done that. Microsoft Office became platform agnostic. Their browsers have become platform agnostic. They really, Satya Nadella, really embraced this whole idea of having their products everywhere that they could make it. So having Xbox do the same thing is a natural extension of what Microsoft's been doing in their business space and in their browser space. So, it's good. It's just a good pillar of what they're doing. And yeah, Sony's trying to do the same thing. That's why they bought Nixxes to try to do all the PC ports of stuff and Nixxes, to do PC ports. They're trying to build that up. And I have said it before, I'll say it again. When Sony starts putting their new releases day and date into PS Now, will be the day that I subscribe to PS Now. Because that will make it worth it for me.
Yeah, I often thought that they need to do something with the new releases of exclusives. Either give people like a discount when they come out, or put them on PS Now or something. Because I feel like they could do better with
They
the new
absolutely
releases
can.
of exclusives.
They absolutely can.
Hasselhoff just told me that they're pulling the cards from the stores.
Yeah, that's what Peter
Yeah,
said.
the PS Now cards. Yeah.
I didn't even know they were still around. I thought that was I haven't seen like scratch cards in ages.
Yeah, I mean, if you buy that stuff like online or
I just use PayPal.
Yeah.
No. So back to 2022.
What are you looking for, Myke?
I'm looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
looking
Ragnarok
forward.
coming out this year
He's
though?
come
Well,
to the
Do we know,
dark
or
side.
that's
He's
not
joined the dark side.
Now you do know I had a PS4, right?
I know.
No.
Just messing.
I'm actually, well, I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, I platinumed. Spider-Man, I platinumed. God of War, I did not platinum, but I got all the way through that and gave up. I gave up after the Valkyrie fights. I'm like, nah, it's not worth. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not worth
the
it.
traversal in that one to go around at certain spots is like really iffy, or I don't know. Got frustrated.
I don't go for platinum games. I just go to beat the story, and that's it.
If the game is good and I'm having fun and I want to stay within that world and the trophies are achievable, then I
That's
go.
the key.
Mm.
That's the key. If I'm close if I'm close enough to it, and I think it's just an extra couple for me to get the platinum, then yeah, I'll do it. Like with Spider-Man, because I enjoyed traversing the city so much and doing all the side pieces and stuff like that, I ended up organically getting enough trophies that when I was almost done the story, I was like, I've only got 3 trophies left, and these are really doable. So I just went off and did them. Now, one of them was you had to look up one of them. I don't know how. Like, there's one where you have to go and you, as spoiler, if anybody's never played the original Spider-Man on PS4, shame on you.
Shame on you.
Yeah, where have you been?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The one of the final trophies in that to get the platinum was to visit Uncle Ben's grave at the cemetery. But there's no way that you would know to do that within the story. So it was like one of those achievements or trophies rather that popped up at the very end that you had to kind of figure out.
I think I have that one.
So, but I don't typically platinum games or get 1,000 gamer score unless I'm close and feel like, all right, I can go back and do this. I certainly don't do it on games that have a multiplayer component because sometimes I don't want to play the multiplayer in such a way just to get achievements or trophies. So, I would never fully I'd never fully get everything out of a Battlefield or a Call of Duty or, things like that. So what else am I? So I am looking forward to, like I said, Ragnarok. I'm looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn. I am looking forward to, I kind of am looking forward to Gran Turismo because, like I said, there's no Forza Motorsport coming this year, so there's room for that game to run. And I am looking forward to finally getting Niemiko. I know we talked about it earlier with Cyrus, but I am looking very forward to getting the and getting that underway. To get my Astra Smash on.
Are you looking forward to Starfield?
I want to see
Did
more.
you play Skyrim?
Of course. Skyrim was this interesting game for me because, like you, Peter, I am a fan of the Kinect.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the Kinect on the 360, and I used the Kinect to do the dragon voices, the dragon spells, and to equip stuff. So, like, you could say, equip sword and shield, and you didn't have to pause the game, go equip, come back out.
Yeah.
And then if I wanted to do one of the dragon magic spells, I could just say it. So, Chris says he thinks Forza Motorsport's August or September. I don't think it's coming this year. I could be wrong, and we'll find out when fake E3 comes around. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
Fake E3.
Yeah.
F3.
Yeah. I don't think it's coming this year. I think they're still working on that engine some more.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would be surprised if it hits this year. And you know what? It doesn't have to. Because Starfield and Redfall are supposedly, Redfall is supposedly this year. So
okay.
I could see Forza being, summer or fall 2023.
Oh, I forgot.
They could do it March 23. It's a year after Gran Turismo.
They could. The Pace says, looking forward to a Bethesda game launch is a grim prospect. The game's going to be an absolute mess at launch. I'm curious if that really is going to be, because Bethesda's not their own company now. And while And while Microsoft, bought them because they are very confident in Bethesda's capability, good and well now that Phil has oversight. Todd might have control of Bethesda as the studio head, but Phil's got oversight. So he's gonna have his eye on this thing.
Well, and also like it's limited platforms now, so they have more resources.
This is true.
Which
No. Because the
could help.
engine they used for those to make those games is an absolute disaster. I thought they were making a new engine for this. Wasn't this built on a different engine?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh God, if it's built on a Bethesda engine, Jesus Christ.
Both of which will use a game engine. Hold on. No, they're building a new engine for this.
They ought to be.
Well, it's the same engine that's going to run Elder Scrolls 6. So.
When is Dragon Age coming out?
Is that this year, the new Dragon Age?
I don't know. It's another one that I'm interested in.
I guess it's just called Dragon Age. And there's no coming soon.
God's sake.
Well, I think this is BioWare's last hurrah.
Mm.
So, BioWare needs to hit this, or they're going to be hitting the bricks. Let's be honest.
It saddened me when Codemasters was bought up by EA. I was like, oh God, dear God, that's them gone.
The only advantage is that their games will now go into the vault.
Right.
Yeah, but I love
yeah.
Codemasters. I've had, I
love
used to have
Codemasters.
somebody that worked in Codemasters, and I used to get their games. And
I mean, the Formula 1 game is like tight.
Dirt 5 is incredible.
They used to make Football Manager games as well.
Yep. Yep.
And they used to make I think LMA as well. Yeah, they had loads. So
yep.
I got them because I knew somebody who worked in there.
People don't realize they were more than just a racing game developer. I mean, they put out the Dizzy series. They put out. I mean, they had some great Genesis games. They had the Micro Machines license, which I loved.
And they nearly went under at one point, and then they came back, and then and now they're bought by EA, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ!
I know that's what everybody said, but Dirt 5 was great.
Yeah.
So
Dirt 5 was great.
Yeah.
But then that guy went to what's it called? Fable Studio.
Oh, Playground.
Playground, yeah.
That's another thing I'm
David,
looking forward
I forgot
to.
his last name.
Hopefully, we're going to get something on. Yeah, Fable's another one that I think is not this year either.
What about Obsidian?
Yeah,
Obsidian, so. They've been quiet with Avowed, haven't they?
Yeah, I think we're going to see something on Avowed this year. I don't know if it's going to be ready yet. Oh, Niall, I know a game that I'm looking forward to this year.
Plague's Tale.
Plague's Tale.
Yeah.
Plague's Tale Requiem.
I love them. Sony, dude, buy them up. Buy them up, Sony.
Nobody buy them. Nobody buy them. Let them make their games for everybody.
Well, that's a Sobo, right?
They're awesome.
That is, yes, that's a Sobo.
Mm.
I mean, if anybody's going to buy them now, it would be Microsoft because the Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I am so glad, Niall, that you streamed that for us because you turned me on to that game, and that was such a
And Mike doesn't
sweeper.
listen to me; he has to see it.
I know, yeah. I played it twice, and I just love it.
The story was so good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what gets me in these games is the story. If the story is pulls you in, I keep playing it.
Yep. And this was
And
a good one.
I loved it because you can actually approach the thing. You can approach the maps a different way. You don't have to go the same route over and over again.
No, you don't. You don't.
Just have to watch out for the rats.
It's in the way it's like Dishonored that way.
That's a game I need to play. I've never played Dishonored.
Oh, you have to play Dishonored.
It's
on Game Pass.
Yep.
Yeah, go play it.
No. So there are what else I was looking forward to this year? What about you, Peter, while I'm thinking through? What are you looking forward to?
Well, Horizon, new Horizon game, February, then GT7, March, Ragnarok, whenever that comes out. If anything, it will be probably the end of the year.
Yeah, that might be their big.
Looking forward to
big fall
Starfield,
winter.
even though we don't know too
Spider-Man?
much about it, but it looks promising. Especially if it's a Skyrim in space, then I might spend some significant time with that game.
I don't think Niall. I don't think Spider-Man 2 is this year.
Yeah, I don't think so.
2022.
I don't think they said that. I don't think they said it was 2022. I think they were looking at 2023. Honestly. In fact, if I remember the trailer, I think the trailer said 2023.
I still need to play Miles Morales, but the game hasn't been on sale enough.
Yeah, it does. It says 2023.
And actually, it was on sale just recently.
Yeah, but it was still too much.
It was on sale just recently on the January sale. There's a January sale on the store right now.
Yeah,
2023. You're right.
But I think it was still, and I wanted to pay for it.
I used an app. There's an app. Where is it? And it will track your the games that you want.
Brian said no Balan Wonderworld 2. No, sir. No, sir.
PS Deals is the app it's called.
PS Deals?
PS Deals.
Yeah, and you basically type in what you want. And you can track the game and it will notify you when it's on sale.
Oh,
okay.
It'll also tell you what was its lowest price was.
Right now it's still $50. Right now it's still $50. So and the Ultimate Edition with Spider-Man Remastered is still $70. So yeah.
I know they have a sale going on now, but I don't know if it's on Miles.
Not according to the PlayStation Store. $50 in the PlayStation Store.
Damn.
And I have the digital PS5, so I don't have a choice but to get it digitally.
Oh man.
So.
Yeah, its lowest price was 40.
Yeah, it needs to. I mean.
Yeah,
it needs to be lower than that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For 20, I'll pick it up.
20.
Yeah.
The lowest price was $30.
Yeah, I'd say 30.
And
30 bucks. I think I could get
I
could get with. No more than that.
still passed. I think the normal price is 50, right?
Yeah, 50 and then 70 for the deluxe.
Yeah. So I'll wait a
Games are
little longer.
80 here.
That's insane.
I know.
You know, the Switch
And
games
that's
are
like
expensive.
$90 or something.
Even the Switch games that were on sale during this, this Christmas sale or Black Friday sale, whatever, were still more expensive than I got them for like last year. They were like $40 instead of 30. It's like, damn.
I don't.
So I didn't buy any.
I don't buy games brand new anymore because the price is ridiculous.
I don't either. And because of Game Pass, I mean, sometimes I will just simply wait.
Yeah, Game Pass has definitely spoiled me as well.
I almost bought Hitman.
It's
Hitman.
not
Now,
good
and see,
for us.
now you all that time, and I'm just busting your stones now, but all that time that you picked on me for saying that, and now you understand what I mean. Now you understand.
Like it took for me. It took a while for Game Pass to be a value to me because
Sure.
I had a lot of those games in the first place.
No, and that's totally a fair point. Is that you have bought a lot of games, so that is absolutely true. It's when you stop buying the games and realizing they're gonna show up on here eventually. You know, like I love Hitman. I wasn't gonna buy Hitman, and now I don't have
I almost
to.
bought it. I almost bought it during this winter sale.
So
It's
It was on sale.
Yeah, it's something like €27 here or something. It's cheap.
no, a lot of people are waiting on that. Hasselhoff. He says, as weird as it sounds, I'm looking forward to more DLC and patches for Cyberpunk.
Yes.
He's been holding off on starting that title because of the console bugs and slowly improving. Yeah, a lot of people are waiting on that. No, you're not alone, dude. You are
I
not
bought
alone.
that game day one and I played a little bit and then it's like, let's wait for the next gem patch, and I'm still waiting.
Yeah. 7 years later.
That's the thing about Game Pass. You're waiting years.
Sometimes. I mean, sometimes, but again, look at a game like Rainbow Six Extraction. We're getting that day one.
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
wild.
And we would not have bought that game most likely.
Most
So,
likely, because I mean, I got a little burned out on the open world Ghost Recon games, or Rainbow Six Siege. I got burned out on. So
talking about open world games, and now you've streamed some of the Mafia games.
Oh yeah.
On the winter sale, I bought Mafia the Definite Edition, and it's so nice that it's like like it's
That
very
game was
linear in an
I loved it.
open world, and it's like, and after each mission you do, there's an achievement of accomplishment, and off you go.
I love
Plus,
it.
it's a gorgeous game too. They did a good job.
I'll tell you another game that I'm looking forward to this year. It's a smaller game, and it's right up my alley. Is Sifu for the PS5.
It's that karate one, right?
The kung fu game where you
the kung fu, yeah.
where every time you die you age. but as you age, your skill gets better too. So
I'm gonna have a really old man then.
it comes out, and it's another game that
tripping
comes
over
out
his
in
own
Feb.
beard. That's how old
I'm
he
gonna
is.
end up with Mr. Miyagi.
No, I'm looking forward to that one. That one looks fantastic for a smaller game. And that's one that I'll play on PS5. My PS5 is gonna get a lot of usage in February, March.
Yeah.
You may not see me on the Xbox for a month.
But you know the first thing that you do? Update that firmware.
Update it. Yeah. Yeah. The sad part is I really have not turned my PS5 on since I played Astro's Playroom. Because I won't. I was thinking, because the only other thing that I would really do on it is play. Like, I have not gotten Ratchet and Clank yet. I'm waiting for a sale on that. I do want to play Ratchet and Clank. I watched Peter.
That's a worthy game.
And that's a game I want to play. I don't have a whole lot of interest in Returnal.
But if it would be on the PS Pass, then you would have tried it out.
Right, I would have tried it out.
Yeah, same.
And Myke will have white hair and a beard that touches the floor by the time he finishes
That's
the
on
game.
sale, I think. Returnal.
Is it?
The
not so game of the year
But
edition?
I bet not $20 worth of sale.
Yeah. I mean, it's and I'm not a big Dark Souls kind of fan, so Returnal doesn't push me like Ratchet and Clank would. But see, the other thing that I was going to do originally was
also in sale.
Move over a lot of my like PSVR stuff and things like that. But the problem is my PSVR helmet is the original first gen helmet. So the box does not doesn't support HDR. And so if I wanted to use PSVR on the PS5, I'd lose my HDR capability. I just don't want I don't want to do that. So I'm stuck keeping the PSVR on my PS4. Which is sad because there's some great games on the VR. Great games.
Well, I know. Curious when they will release the PSVR 2.
They give you a load of PSVR games for free with Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you snag those up.
I think PSVR 2 is probably another year out as well. I mean, they're talking about this thing being OLED and, pretty high tech.
I mean, are they able to get parts for that to go in production and produce them?
Right. And this is going to have,
Is it going to be the same price as the first one, or I wonder or what?
No. Ain't no way. I would be surprised if it's anywhere close.
What do you think is going to be more expensive?
I think it's going to be a little more expensive.
Think so? What price do you think it's going to be?
Because that's one thing that put me off, was the fact that it was the price of an actual console.
I think it's going to be more expensive than the Quest 2. The Quest 2 is $299. I think it's going to be $399.
But then the other hand is like the Quest 2 has the computer on board, etc.
Yeah, but it's not that powerful. I mean, it requires, it does require Facebook. It requires a Facebook account.
Facebook.
I mean, it uses a Snapdragon Qualcomm chip. The Quest 2 does. So, Carla, good evening, Sister Carla. How are you? How are you?
Let's see what sale it's on.
So Hasselhoff says, wondering if Microsoft getting Rainbow Six day one is an attempt to pull esports players to the Xbox. I don't know. I don't know if that necessarily is because of Rainbow Six. I mean, Siege is on there. Call of Duty is on there. Battlefield's on there. I think I think this is a boon for them because Sony gets Call of Duty, so this is the way they get a game that's a big multiplayer game. So
is Call of Duty on Game Pass?
No. Call of Duty will never be on Game Pass, man. Nah, will never happen. No. Dreadpool! Dread's in the house. That's never gonna happen. Sony will never let that happen. That's why monster. It's why Resident Evil Village is not in Game Pass.
Their games are a mess anyway. Call of Duty games have really gone downhill.
Oh well, Peter, you've got Vanguard.
Yes.
And
I only played the campaign. It's fantastic. I really like the campaign.
Mm.
Love the story. Just love the.
I bought the Modern Warfare on sale.
Oh, okay, nice.
And bloody thing wouldn't start. It's buggy as hell.
That's awesome.
And apparently there's loads of people are like this. So I basically had to fight Sony for a refund. I called them twice. I had to call them twice to actually. They said that they would contact me, but they never did. So I had to ring them the second time to do it. But yeah, the thing would boost up, and as soon as it went to a cutscene or anything, freeze, and then there's my PS5 frozen, and I literally had to pull the plug out and boot it up. And this happened all the time.
That sucks.
Yeah. So that it was literally it was breaking my console. Then you see, like more I played it, more puts the console in danger. So I said, screw this.
Danger.
Strange danger.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, anything else that you're looking forward to, Peter, for this coming year?
No, we already said that the game with the rats.
What about Skull and Bones? Isn't that coming out this year?
No, that will never come out.
That's never coming out, is it?
You're funny, Niall. You're funny. You're a funny guy.
These games never come out. So that's the problem about these. You can't get interested in them anymore because they pull the plug on them or something. Something always happens with them.
Yeah, that's what you get when you show games too early or announce them too early. There's no room for error, you know?
They should really do when, whether it's literally a year away or something.
Same thing with that other game from Rare. Everwild or whatever it's called.
Oh, right.
I mean,
people
who knows?
are wondering if that game is still a thing.
No, I know, but who knows? I mean, why announce that game when they didn't have a whole lot, what the game really was about?
I think they wanted to. I think they just wanted to have something, something to show that they were working on something more than Sea of Thieves.
What about Prince of Persia? Has that been pulled as well?
Oh,
it's still indefinite. Still indefinitely.
Yeah, they showed that too soon. That looked rough.
Another one we haven't seen is Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's another one.
I think that ship. Didn't that ship sail too? I thought one of the important peeps down there left. Didn't?
I don't know if it. I don't know if it. I mean, there's still an official Ubisoft site for it. So, for whatever that's worth. But
we'll add NFTs to it and then they'll make it work somehow.
I remember there was a PS4 game that I was looking forward to, Wild. Don't know.
It's not with a flying squirrel, is it?
Don't think there was a flying squirrel in it, but it would look really cool, and then it seems to have stalled. It was a survival game.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't remember that one.
It was the one with the woman coming out of the tree. Do you remember that?
Huh.
And there was.
Another game I'm looking forward to is Hellblade 2.
Yeah, but it is that this year.
I think that might be this year. Keeping our fingers crossed, obviously.
All right. So Jan says, how come games are not trickling that fast anymore? Is it affected by the supply chain issue? No, I think you're gonna start seeing a steady. I think you're gonna start seeing a steady stream of games, this year. I know Microsoft wanted to release a game a month. Sony's got 3 big titles coming out this month, and that's and honestly, there are smaller titles that Sony is putting out, like Sony is publishing Forsaken, aren't they? Isn't that one of theirs?
I think so.
Yeah, they have one of the Final Fantasies.
Right. Which word is that that's gonna stay PlayStation only.
Forspoken.
Forspoken. So I mean, if I'm looking at the release list for, this is a great question, Jan. I'm glad you asked. We have Rainbow Six Extraction this month. I'm just gonna go through the big games. Rainbow Six Extraction is this month. The Anacrusis is coming out like today. It's out.
It's in early access.
Yeah. So I want to play that.
Right now, yeah.
What else is in
I'm looking at the games now.
Yeah. Let's see. February you have Life is Strange Remastered. So Dying Light 2 is supposed to be in February, right? Supposed to be February 4th. That's what's still listed here.
Why is Life is Strange having a remaster? It doesn't need a remaster.
Everything is remastered, man. Crossfire X is in February. Horizon Forbidden West is in February. Destiny 2 The Witch Queen is in February. Elden Ring is February. Elden Ring is a big game everybody's looking forward to. Not me, because I hate Dark Souls, so it doesn't have any, right? So Gran Turismo 7 is March 4th. What else is in March? Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is in March, and that looks like a good game. That looks like that's going to be fun. Let's see, in Salt and Sacrifice is coming out later. The Cyberpunk updates coming out. I mean, there's
practically nothing in April.
Yeah, Forspoken's coming May 24th. Cuphead, the DLC for Cuphead is finally coming out June 30th. Steel Rising comes out in June. Then you've got, I mean, July's kind of light, but the Skywalker Saga Lego Star Wars is supposed to be coming out in July. We'll see if that actually happens. Dark Tide comes out. The new Warhammer 40,000 game comes out in July. Saints Row comes out in August. Test Drive Unlimited comes out in September. Hogwarts Legacy and Redfall, October. Scorn is in October. Starfield's in November. Stalker 2 got moved to December 8th.
Scorn is in October.
Scorn is October. What they say. So I'm looking at releases.com, and they've been pretty good with their release dates. I look there for a lot of things. So I mean, there's games coming all year. And then stuff coming out on Game Pass and PS Now and all these things. Here I'll switch.
Yeah, like we said, Sniper Elite. I forgot when that's coming out.
Yeah.
That's on the Game Pass. So.
And then we're gonna get Ubisoft Plus on the Xbox. So you guys heard that coming.
Yeah. We don't know pricing or what it really entails.
But I will tell you that Ubisoft Plus right now is $14.99 a month for the PC side.
Mm-hmm.
So See. And it's
I can't see it being a $14.99 add-on though.
Well, if they put all the games, I mean they're hyping this up. They say, enjoy 100+ games on PC or select titles across your devices from the cloud. So it's the same type of service, just with Ubisoft games. I mean, if you get 100 Ubisoft games, that could be worth $15 to me. I'd even go so far as to, like, if they if they raise the price of Game Pass Ultimate to say like $20 and included UBI Plus, I'd go for that. Brother Nav's in the house. Brother Mav, the great PM in the PM that was this evening. Go check that out on replay. Him and the venerable Pong Soul. Great game talk.
GTA 5 for PlayStation 5. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, that's never that. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you what, there are some games in Ubisoft Plus that I would actually go and play. Like, I've always wanted to kind of play The Crew 2 because I really did enjoy The Crew. So I'd like to play that. Riders Republic. I'm sure there's games that.
The thing is, like, I have quite a few Ubisoft games, so.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind playing the Scott Pilgrim game. I mean, there's a lot in here.
You can play all the Far Cry games.
You play all the Far Cry games, all the Assassin's Creed games, Settlers, Steep,
and what?
all their Ghost Recon stuff. I mean, there's a lot in there.
I know,
There's
1800
a ton in there.
on PC.
So,
To go on.
I mean, I'm tempted. I'm very tempted by it because that's less.
I mean, for $5 more a month, I would perhaps consider it. Anything more is like, probably not.
Yeah.
At this point in time.
No, that's fair. I mean, it's already. I mean, it's very robust out of the gate, so that's a good thing.
I've been playing Sherlock Holmes. I like
Which
that.
one?
The one
Which
where
one
it's
was
also
it?
mystery.
Devil's Daughter.
Thank you,
Devil's
Chris.
Daughter.
Or thank you, Peter. Devil's Daughter.
Mm.
I think I have them. I think I bought one of them.
I enjoy the Sherlock Holmes games. I thought that the first one that I played back like in 2013, 2014. I like that one too. I forgot what it was called. Oh, Crimes and Punishment was that one. I thought that one was really
maybe
well
that's
done.
the one that I have.
No. God, I still remember. I've got a Sherlock Holmes game for the Sega CD.
Yeah, I bought the bundle. It was on sale.
Nice.
Oh. Let's see. All right, so here's I know we touched on so I touched on fake E3. So thanks to the Rona, E3 will once again be digital. Which is hilarious because I mean E3 is in June. And they've already decided that that Omicron is going to be so bad that they can't.
By that point, we have a different strain.
I always think Omicron sounds like a transformer.
Well, it will come and eat the planet. and turn into Orson Welles. So I don't know. Just be done with it. Just shut down E3 at this point. It's already mostly dead. You know,
Yeah, it's
I keep saying this, and people keep like, no, it's like the Christmas and New Year's and Super Bowl of gaming. No, you know what's become the Super Bowl of gaming now? Sad as we want to say, the video game awards.
Oh, is it really? I mean, that's just really sad.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I totally agree with you, Niall. But look how many people were looking so forward to this show this year because nobody cared about the awards. They just wanted to see all the world premieres.
yeah.
But you missed the point there. You said looking forward to it. I don't think anybody looks forward to it. In fairness,
they look forward to the world premiere trailers.
World premiere.
No.
I didn't even watch it. I just waited for the trailers come out.
Yeah. And that's just the thing is that I keep saying this. We're in this day and age when these companies can just have their own presentations whenever they want.
Mm.
And they don't need E3 to do it. They can, Sony can have a state of play. Microsoft can have, what would they used to call their show?
I don't know.
I forgot what they called it. Peter, what
The Mexican one?
No. The shows that they would have from time to time.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, the little web shows that they'd have, like the state of play.
Yeah, I know they had one, but I can't even remember Nintendo's one. Wasn't it Nintendo Direct?
Nintendo Direct, right? They have a Nintendo Direct whenever they want. That nobody really has. I mean, Microsoft had a press conference. Sony didn't. Nintendo had a Direct.
Nintendo Directs are great though. The way they have them well executed.
I agree.
Seriously.
Oh, hey, big family gaming.
How quick they are, and it's just gameplay after gameplay after gameplay after gameplay. Yep. There's no bullshit involved.
So at this point, I really don't have much. Excitement for E3, and that's coming from someone who lived it, for a decade. I mean, remember?
Well, I used to stay up watching it. Now then I sort of,
Yeah. I mean, I lived it. I was there, and I want to go back to something I saw Paste say. E3 could go back to what it used to be, a smaller show where developers and publishers get together. It could be less about the show and more about the industry. It really wasn't even for publishers and developers. It was a media show. It was an expo. It was for media. It was for those of us who were, covering the industry. And now I've said this over and over and over. Every John Doe with a cell phone has a camera. Every time there's
everybody's a journalist.
Everybody's a journalist. Everybody does, live reactions. We do it. A lot of my friends, a lot of our friends do it. We've got folks in the GUG that live stream events, or they'll do, many people just do reaction videos, right? Whenever Intellivision would put out like a deep dive on their on an Amico game, a large chunk of my friends in the Amico community all do reaction videos. I mean, I end up watching the reaction videos more than I watch the original video. So just E3 is just not needed anymore. It just isn't. And I say that sadly. Peter knows that. I don't say
Yeah.
that. I don't say that, gleefully, because again, I lived it. But it's just we're in a different age. A
You're
different
like
age.
the Grinch who stole Christmas.
The Grinch that stole the gaming Super Bowl. So, and Pace is right. The major players need to rely on it as an announcement platform. Sony and Nintendo, EA, Microsoft being there is just a formality because they do it in their theater. They don't even have a presence on the show floor. They do their own press conference on their own theater. They have like 1 or 2 nights of people at the theater playing their games. They never have to they're not on the game floor, the show floor anymore. So, Back from the Dead says the fans are the media now. That's a true statement. Sony had their fall PS showcase, but came a few months after. Sony doesn't need to do it. TJ, what's up, brother TJ? I missed some trade shows. Used to attend Macworld in San Francisco every January for a decade or 2 or more. Was such a great time. So, yes, PAX South got totally canceled. In fact, I think there's I know Chris is wording it in a way that gives him hope, but they really the announcement they made from PAX was like they were shutting it down. They were shutting down PAX South for good. Have I been at PAX? And if so, how does it? I've never been to a PAX. Chris has been to PAX. I've never been to PAX. I want to go to PAX, but the timing of PAX East is always rough, and they sell out so quick. The closest I get to a show like that is Too Many Games, and that's not really even a show like PAX. That's more of a retro / game, buyer seller kind of thing. However, this year we're a bunch of us we're planning on going to Too Many Games this year and meeting up. I think we're gonna do a contingent of folks. So, TJ's never attended an E3 or any game event. No,
I've never either.
I've had such fond memories of E3. I really have. I mean, I've made so many good friends and so many memories at E3. And people that I still know today, and still kind of talk to here and there in the industry. Well, Chicago back. So back says I would hope someone would create a game show for Chicago and Milwaukee. Summer CES, was it Summer CES? Winter CES was always Chicago. And so that was before E3. Big Family Gaming. I attended the Big Android Barbecue one year. I didn't even know they had one of those. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm done. I hate to say it. I'm kind of done with it. I mean, obviously, if there are press conferences and stuff, we will cover it. We will live stream. But I really just am not looking forward to E3 like I used to. Jan, is Intellivision doing something in E3 this year? Probably not. Their focus right now, they need to get the console out the door. There's really nothing to talk about until that. At this point, and Tommy will understand. He knows that I mean this in the most constructive way. There's nothing to talk about right now except getting that thing on shelves or getting the Founders Editions into our hands.
Do you still have your shares in the company?
Shut up, Niall.
I've never seen someone like sell it so much in my life.
I simply believe in it.
You are one step away from opening up a brick and mortar store and selling it.
Well, you got to remember too, Niall. I have laid hands on it. I have played it. I've experienced it. So I can speak from actual experience. I want the damn thing to come out. I want the damn thing to come out.
You're like a kid on Christmas Day when it comes to it.
Which is amazing now because I'm Jewish. But you know, no, but you're right. You're not wrong. I want this thing to come out very badly. I've played it.
You're
I've watched.
excited for it.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. My son is excited for it. You know, we've played it. We know what it's going to be about. It's going to be fun. So, in fact, TJ says, I still have a dream that we Amico folks can one day converge on the Intellivision booth at a big trade show one day. Tommy should join us at Too Many Games. I could talk to him about that. And I know John, I know Retro Bro, we're looking at Amico Fest 2022. I know we're getting started talking about that. So,
have you asked them will they have Game Pass?
call it Amico Pass. Oh my goodness. Now you're a trip. So, speaking of a trip, let me grab this real quick because this was something that I guess I want to talk about things I don't understand. Grab this picture.
What's that?
Hang on. Grab this picture. This is how prepared I was for this.
Oh yeah.
Take-Two Interactive spending $12.7 billion to acquire Zynga.
They're still around?
Uh-huh.
I thought they were dead.
Not anymore. They're alive and they are Farmville.
I mean, they needed some money for that golden parachute, for Don Matrix golden parachute.
Right? Which means
I thought they were gone.
no.
Now they are.
Yeah, you're going into Take-Two. GTA 6 for iOS and Android, and Farmville for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Oh my god.
You know, I have a funny conspiracy theory.
What's up, Z Black? Here comes the spreadsheet.
They did that so a takeover will be much less likely because now they're too expensive. So they hedged against that.
Right.
How can we stay independent? Well, just buy Zynga. Who wants that? There you go. 12 point, whatever.
Right.
I mean, what's they? I thought they only made like Farmville or something.
So they do. They are Farmville, Star Wars Hunters. I mean, they actually do make games for the Switch too. But they have like Game of Thrones slots.
The Switch is like a mobile phone.
Well, yeah, I know. Wonka's World of Candy, World Series of Poker, Farmville 2, CSR 2, Toy Blast, which I've actually played. Not bad. Empires and Puzzles. I've actually enjoyed that. Words with Friends. I know that's pretty up there. So, I mean, there's a lot of games they put out, believe it or not, that you don't think about, that people just play and play.
If you want to call them games. But anyway, yeah.
Well,
okay.
by games I mean, you know, clones of Bejeweled. So to them, this is oh, look at you playing your PS5.
Mm.
What are you playing?
I'm downloading new games as I speak.
Nice. See, you do still like your PlayStation.
I do, yeah. I
So-
use it. It's my main system because most of my games are on the or on the PS4.
Yep. So they're going to have they're expanding their board of directors to 10 members to add 2 members from Zynga's board of directors. And basically what they're looking to do is take games mobile. So like Chris said in the chat, GTA mobile going to be huge.
Yes.
Red Dead Redemption mobile, right?
Because everyone
this
wants
is-
to play GTA
Yeah.
5 mobile.
And they will. And they will. You know?
Who hasn't bought that game yet?
Relic I haven't. It's in Game
GTA?
Pass though. It's in Game Pass though. So Relic is right and Chris is right. A lot of people play those games and they make money. And Relic says those simple mobile games actually often make more money than console games. And they're not wrong. All that microtransaction stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at all the shark cards and stuff. Now they will put that online, and
Mm-hmm.
we will never
So-
get to see another
That's right. 6 is never
GTA
coming.
6 or you name it.
Never
No,
coming.
Rockstar is dead.
Rockstar's not dead. They're
It
making
is.
money on GTA Online.
They even scrapped Bully. They're dead.
Well, now it's going to be mobile. See?
Nobody cares.
You say that, but they wouldn't have spent $12 billion to buy them if they didn't. I'm telling you. Niall, Microsoft paid only $7 billion for all of ZeniMax. For all
Seems like a
of
bargain now.
ZeniMax. Exactly. This
Or
is
Zynga was just.
this is amazing. $12.7 billion. And their shares, Zynga's shares went up 40% on this news.
Mhm.
So for the particulars of this thing, this acquisition sees Zynga's portfolio of mobile titles fall under the Take-Two umbrella, including Empires and Puzzles, Merge Dragons, and Harry Potter Puzzles and Spells. Zynga CEO Frank Gibeau and President of Publishing Bernard Kim will oversee the firm's integration into Take-Two and lead the company's combined Zynga and T2 mobile games business, which will operate under the former. Looking ahead, Take-Two expects mobile to comprise over 50% of net bookings for fiscal year 2023. 50%. That they know what this is going to do. And if they could if this is their mechanism to get stuff like GTA and stuff like that on mobile, they're going to make a huge impact.
Well, I say, well, if that's the case, they better improve battery life on these phones.
Well,
Because
yeah.
they drain like easily.
I mean, the last reported quarter, Zynga made $705 million in revenue, a 40% year-over-year increase in earnings. I mean, it's just, I know as gamers, as console and PC gamers, it's hard for us to wrap our mind around mobile. It really is. And so the natural reaction to this is exactly what it is. Why the hell would anybody buy Zynga? But besides the fact that Don Matrick was part of Zynga, which is the other thing that gives it a stigma amongst the gaming community because it's Don Matrick, when you peel open the onion, Zynga is a hugely successful company and a hugely successful mobile games developer. It just
is he still there?
No, he's not there.
What's he doing now?
Don Matrick is he actually, what is he doing now?
Well, let's see.
Telling people to
Um,
buy Xbox 360s.
Maybe he retired.
Maybe. I mean,
I want to Ricky. I don't see anything listed beyond
no.
Zynga.
Yeah. I mean,
These
He
people
says, like,
usually don't retire. They usually go on for like
well,
make a
know,
fortune.
well, he can come back and get back into game development. He was a game developer. Remember, he was a game developer.
he probably will go to Intellivision.
That would be an interesting pickup, actually.
That would be hilarious.
I could see something like that, though. He's got, people. He gets a bad rap. I implore you again. Watch that documentary Power On, because they actually bring him in to talk about.
I thought it was really good that they did.
Yeah, because it gives you a side. I mean, he finally gets to tell his side of the story, and when you hear what the ideas were and what the motivation was, you start to get it, and you just understand that whether you like it or not, and whether he opened his mouth and said a couple stupid things or not, the gaming industry is exactly right now where he thought it was going to be in 2013. He was simply just 5 to 6 years too early for what he thought the gaming industry was going to be at, because everything that they piss on him for with the Xbox One launch is actually how things are right now.
And then,
You can't play half your game library.
Shit, yeah.
You can't play half your game library if you're not on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And these people to go, oh yeah, I could play when I'm offline. Sure, you could play the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 where you morph through the wall.
And the whole thing about TV. Look at your friends list and see what people are doing.
Your games,
They're watching like all streaming services and other stuff.
Yep.
You don't even own your games anymore.
No, and he knew that. But Peter's right, man. Look at your friends list. Everybody's watching Netflix or Disney Plus.
Yeah, or HBO or football or you name it.
Yeah. So, he had an idea that is where we are now. Gamers just rejected it then.
Also, the messaging was a little
Messaging
on the poor
was
side.
horrible. Messaging sucked. So
Nobody's watching Netflix on my thing right now. This is oddly enough.
Oh, sleep.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I look at my Xbox app and I see what people are doing. Yeah, Z-Black is right and Chris is right. He had to deal with a middleman who was not a gamer. He had to answer to Terry Myerson, who was in the Windows department. So, yeah, I got one person watching Sling. I got one person watching Peacock TV. I got one person watching YouTube, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, MAV. I mean, so, Noof is listening to Spotify, hopefully while also watching our show. I got a guy watching Disney Plus, another watching YouTube, another watching HBO Max, one's watching Discovery Plus. Too Much Food is watching HBO Max.
Too much
now,
food.
Jay Williams is playing Halo 5. That's my man right there.
Yeah.
One's watching YouTube, one's watching Twitch, YouTube, Disney Plus. I mean, that's what they're doing. But yet nobody wanted to hear it in 2013. PlayStation gamers are mostly on Pornhub. That's right. Pornhub, the PlayStation. They are. Hold on. I know I saw that. They are the most. That is the biggest destination. Yeah. Um,
Support is proud.
yes, PS4 and PS5, according to Pornhub's statistics, the PS4 and PS5 are the most used consoles to visit Pornhub.
I do not look at porn on my PlayStation. That's one.
I did not say it. Not saying you do.
It's just I don't know. I always think that's odd. It's an odd way to look at porn.
Well, think about
If you want to
this.
watch it on the big screen, you
Yep,
got to do what you got to do.
And think
you have an
about
itch
watching
that
it.
needs stretching.
Think about watching it in VR.
Oh God, can you imagine watching a VR and then somebody
Yeah.
walks in?
Let me see. Is my wife in bed already? Can I talk about this?
You imagine
Hey.
it's like you walking in while you're walking.
What? It's a good thing the hell the headset's white. Hey Axel, what's up, man? How you doing?
This show has gone south very quickly.
Yes, it has. We are yes. What time is it over there? Is it 6 a.m. where you are now? Or is it 5 a.m.?
think it's 5.
coming up to 5.
How do you guys do this? I've always wanted to know this. AssassinLupa, who's in UK, is up. You're up. How do you guys do this and still function? You're gonna
I
sleep later,
don't.
aren't you?
I'll just sleep. Yeah, but I don't sleep that much anyway.
Man.
I used to sleep in school.
Well, that's not good.
I used to sleep in class.
That's not good. That's not good.
I mean, I did too, but that was
But I
kindergarten,
passed
maybe.
all my exams. I passed all my exams. And I slept
Well, that's
in class.
good. Oh. By the way, I'd like to take this moment to remind everybody that a very cool game called The Outer Wilds, not The Outer Worlds, The Outer Wild, came back into Game Pass. And if you have not tried that game yet, I highly suggest it. And I think tomorrow Peter and I are going to play some Wolfenstein, but maybe on Saturday I will stream some Outer Wild because that game is really slick.
For a second, I thought you said Saturn Day.
Yeah. I haven't done that in a while too. I'm very behind on my video making, and my second Saturn video. Of course, nobody watched the first Saturn video, so still said I didn't get a raise this year, so I'm gonna be taking naps at work. So what you're saying,
Yeah.
NLG, is I'm not using my PS4 properly. That is correct, sir. That is you are if you're playing games on it, you're only using half its power. You need to be watching porn on it. Oh man. You guys, Niall, did you hear that it looks like the new Twisted Metal game is no longer being made by what the hell by Lucid? It's being moved over to Firesprite.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Firesprite is they just bought Firesprite the end of 2021, and I guess they did that to get the new Twisted Metal game going. Now that Chris must have shaved his beard. He looks way younger. He looks way younger, and he's from Ireland. And he's in Ireland. So this is a truly international
Irish
show.
variety.
Yes, you have the Dutch, the Irish, and the Jew. This is truly an international show.
It's like a bad joke.
Walk into a bar.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Right. A Jew, an Irish guy, and a Dutch guy walk into a GameStop. So now, did you enjoy Twisted Metal? I did. I loved Twisted Metal, man.
Yeah,
Twisted Metal was a great series. Did you ever play Twisted Metal, Peter?
I don't think I did.
Oh, Car Combat. Trying to think the best way to describe it.
Is it like
It's-
the game on the 360? In the beginning of it, the name escaped me.
Full auto?
Yeah.
No, full auto
Oh.
was more of a death race kind of game, whereas
Okay.
this is more of an arena. Did you ever play a game called Vigilante 8?
No.
Okay, so this is more of an arena kind of. It's Wreckfest with guns,
Okay.
is what it is. Niall,
sounds
is that
like
pretty
fun.
accurate? Wreckfest
You know,
with guns.
Wreckfest is such
Yeah,
an
pretty
awesome
much.
game, though.
I
It's a
used to
community
play. I
game,
used to like Black. Twisted Metal Black was one I liked.
That was one I liked. Yes, Radiant Silver Gun is free on gold this month. Go get it. Radiant Silver Gun was one of my top shmups. Oh, I have
But you
Vig-
should
and
get
I,
everything that's in gold just
well,
to acquire
yes,
the license.
well, yes, but in specific, Radiant Silver Gun. Hang on, because Mav remembers.
Twisted.
I don't have Vigilante 8 anymore on the Dreamcast. I don't know why. But I do have a game that was inspired by it, Star Wars Demolition. It's actually made by Activision and Luxaflux, the same folks who made Vigilante 8. So, a really nice Star Wars game. I think shmup is Mike's favorite word. Yeah.
Shmup.
Shmup. Oh.
He's such a shmup. Or the Schmuppets.
The Schmuppets. In the world of bad news, Stalker 2 got delayed. So those who were waiting for Stalker 2 to come out,
You have to wait a
earlier
little
this
longer.
year.
That's the
And by-
Chernobyl game, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
Heart of Chernobyl. It was supposed to come out in April.
Mm.
So you'll just have to wait a couple of days. December. So,
Oh god.
yeah. So basically they said
Well, if
they
you have to
need,
delay it, you might as well, delay it for a long time so you're
yeah.
you definitely be done. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, 2 months and then it's still
Well, they said these additional 7 months of development are needed to fulfill our vision and achieve the desired state of the game. Stalker 2 is the biggest project in the history of GSC Game World and requires thorough testing and polishing. We are convinced that development should take as long as necessary, especially in the case of such a project. I agree. So, December it is. It's okay. We've got plenty to play in the meantime.
Have you seen the Chernobyl TV series?
I did not, but I heard it was decent.
It's very good. I recommended watching it.
Okay. What is that on Game Pass? Is that on Game Pass? Is that on Netflix?
I think it was at one point, but it's like a HBO show as well. But I don't-
HBO Max probably. Yeah.
I don't know where you can watch it now, but it's very good.
Okay. Well, if it was HBO Max, I still have HBO Max.
Very.
Oh. All right, and finally, if you are a Game Pass subscriber, January is very good to you. So, as I had mentioned, The Outer Wilds, which again I strongly recommend trying. The Anna Cruises is out today, and I'm definitely going to try that. The Mass Effect trilogy The remaster Mass
That
Effect.
will keep you busy.
Yeah, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition coming into the EA Play Vault. Spelunky 2, a little roguelike platformer. And
Name is terrible.
Spelunky. Spelunky. Like Spelunker.
Yeah.
So, and of course, it just announced that the Hitman trilogy is coming to Game Pass next week.
That's hot.
That is hot. So now you're getting Mass Effect, getting Hitman, you're getting...
This is the original
Rainbow
Hitmans
Six.
or the new ones?
The Hitman...
It's 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. The 2016 Hitman, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, if you are a Game Pass subscriber, man, you've got to be just so happy. I mean, there's
You're
just so
good.
much coming. You're eating good. Now, coming out of Game Pass on Saturday, Desperados 3, Ghost of a Tale, Kingdom Hearts 3, Mountain Blade, Pandemic, and Yeek, a postmodern RPG. So,
Pandemic?
I have no idea. Never heard of it. So.
It's a Corona.
But I mean, it's Game Pass just continues to deliver. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It is the best. It is the best deal in gaming. I don't know how else to.
Well, now we're to the point. It's when a game is not on Game Pass. It's like, why is it not on Game Pass? You know?
Right.
It's like, what the hell? What the hell's wrong? You know?
It's wrong. It spoiled us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, think about the games.
And
that are
now
coming
it's
into
like a
Game Pass.
risk by not putting your game on Game Pass.
Right.
Probably it's because will your game be seen? Unless it's like a very visible game.
It's kind of like Netflix now. It's really spoiled.
Yeah.
Like now, I won't even go to the cinema. I'm like, oh, wait for it to go to Netflix. So it's not Netflix. I gotta leave it.
No. Yeah, Mav is right. January 20th is gonna be a massive day for Game Pass.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that that's on a Thursday. So guess what we're doing next Thursday? We're
Maybe play
doing
a game.
We're doing our stream and chat, and it's going to be Rainbow Six Extraction. So, Sister Lady Ventress, good night. Good night. Always awesome to see you. It's great meeting her. I have to say that again. Meeting her and Relic and Myke. When we did the Amico Fest in Pennsylvania, and they came all the way out from Seattle, not Seattle, well, from Washington State. They're in a little island on Washington State, and just the nicest people. Like Relic and Myke play Halo with us, and we gotta get back to that. But they're just such a great family. So I just love them to death, and Relic has really become, one of my really good friends on in this gaming world. So, so games coming to Game Pass.
Talking about Halo, I haven't played multiplayer in like 2 weeks, maybe.
I know, me either. Not at all.
And somehow I lost my desire. I don't know. Like I was playing it like every night. It's like,
I know,
just solo in multiplayer, but just not teaming up and stuff. I had a good time, and it's like, I don't know. Other games came along and got distracted.
I know.
That's what happens with me.
So I did finish it. I finished the story.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Now we're waiting for that co-op. We can do it all over again together.
Yeah. I mean, it's already 12:15, so or getting on 12:15, so I'm not going to go into it here, but we ought to talk about that story because I have thoughts.
What story? Halo story?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
thoughts.
maybe Chris will be done next time we
There you go.
talk
We could
about
bring Axel back on so he can be upset with me when I tell you guys.
Yeah.
Halo story. You finished it?
I finished it. We'll talk about it
Probably
another
gonna
night.
say it should have had go up day one.
No, you know what? I've said my piece on that.
Okay.
I've said my piece. I will say, but I have thoughts on the campaign, good and bad, and we ought to talk about that next week.
Yeah, we do.
So,
So Chris, if you're still listening, finish the fight.
yes, finish the fight so we can talk about it. So, so games coming to Game Pass in 2022 overall, and then we'll kind of call it a night.
Sound like a
So the
plan.
big ones: Stalker 2. Alexa, how do I backhand someone over the internet? It's a good thing I have Google. Stalker 2, Redfall, the
You've got
arcane,
Google
the
Home.
game from Arcane. Scorn. Scorn is coming into. I thought Scorn wasn't
When's
coming
Scorn
into
is coming
Game
out?
Pass.
It should be coming soon, right?
October.
October. Okay. What about the other game? I think it was the Chinese developer. What's the name called?
Ghostwire.
No. Ah, snap. A
Crossfire
memory.
X?
The bright memory. Pulse.
Oh, yeah. Bright Memory Infinite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it left.
Was that
It
an
left.
Xbox game?
It's supposed to be, but there's no. There was no date on it.
No date.
Oh, Age of Empires on Xbox. That's right. There's a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Mav, I got to go back. If you guys talked about it tonight on PM in the PM, I need to go back and hear, because you know how Pong, the conversation we had that night on Xbox Ultimate with Pong. Starfield's coming to Xbox Game Pass, of course. Somerville.
What about Deathloop? When's that? When does that
I'm sure Deathloop's gonna get an announcement sometime. So Plague Tale Requiem is coming to Game Pass, Niall.
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked about, Hitman Trilogy and Rainbow Six Extraction, which Rainbow Six is on Thursday and Hitman is sometime next week too.
So Plague Tale is coming to it.
Plague's Tale is coming to Game Pass day one.
Okay, saving me money now.
That's where I played it. It came with the Game Pass. The first game came to Game Pass. So, Brother Scott, getting that third shift.
Guppy is in the house.
Oh, Trek to Yuma, Trek to Yomi. Remember that game that was coming out by Devolver Digital?
Mm-hmm.
That's coming to Game Pass. And that's significant because Devolver bringing a game out on the Xbox is one thing. Bringing it out and putting it in Game Pass? So, yeah, I was just looking
Hey,
at
Matt,
that.
when do
Weird
you
West.
think we will see Forza Motorsport?
Yeah, that's a great question. Mav, what do you think?
Never.
That might be perhaps the correct answer.
No. I mean, I'm Game Pass and Max Pass. Right. Oh, and Replaced. Oh, I forgot about Replaced. That's that 2.5D platformer by Sadcat. That's gonna be cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Trek to Yomi. I'm looking forward to Somerville too. That looks really cool because remember that's from Play Dead, and you know how Peter, you know how much I loved Inside.
Yeah.
So remember the end of that game. So
Yes.
yeah. So
Which
I'm
end?
already The end. Well, the one that I just sat there and just stared at the screen for 5 minutes
Yeah.
and said, "What the hell just happened?" Yeah, that one. So, Playdead, which did Limbo and Inside, I'm already convinced of their quality. So Somerville is going to be another good one, I think. So, it's going to be a good year for Game Pass, man. We're going to eat well.
Very well.
So,
Does Dying Light come to Game Pass?
no. No. You're going to have to pay for that one.
Number 2, no.
Where's
So the first
Josh?
one is, isn't it?
The first one is in Game Pass, isn't it? Let me look.
I'll be playing Dying Light 2 with a buddy.
It's gonna the first Dying Light's gonna hit in February.
I think I'm having issues with that game. I can only play it solo.
What, the original Dying Light?
Yes. My game got messed up. I think it's caused by me jumping into somebody else's game before my story kind of progressed far enough.
It's not saying it is coming. This one article says it should.
Oh.
So it's not confirmed.
Of
I'd take it though.
course you would.
I'm not an idiot. Windjammers 2 apparently is coming to Game Pass.
Oh, what about a snowboarder? Shredders.
Oh, Shredders. That's right. That's coming in February, sometime in February.
Shredders.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the spiritual successor to Amped. Amped was so good. Oh my gosh. Amped 2 was actually
sound like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Now, Amped was now I don't know if you remember the OG Xbox had their tournament system called XSN Sports. And they had a line of games that you could play, online tournaments with. So you had a football game, you had Inside Drive, you had Inside Drive was a basketball game, you had Fever, which was the football game. You had Lynx, which was their golf game, and Rally Sport Challenge 2, which was a rally racing game.
I remember SSX.
So Amped was kind of the more, I don't want to say more realistic, where like SSX was more like this kind of fantasy style snowboarding game, like the old Cool Borders type games. Whereas Amped was much more realistic. And Amped 2 ran on XSN Sports. So you could do like these entire cool tournaments, like snowboarding championships and stuff like that. It was a really fantastic game. It was made by Visual Concepts and Microsoft. And then they sold it off to Take-Two when they sold off their I'm sorry, not Visual Concepts. I meant to say Microsoft. When they sold their sports games off, like Fever and Inside Drive and all that, they sold like Top Spin Tennis. They sold Amp to Take-Two. So I said all that to say this: Shredders is the spiritual successor to the Amp series.
Ninja.
So
Hey, whatever happened to Fall Guys? That's coming.
Didn't it come out?
How'd you guys have that?
Well, we did. I have it on PC
I have it on
PlayStation.
PS4. Oh no, it just says in 2022.
I know they added a lot to that.
Well, it's 2022. It seems kind of late. It seems like the hype kind of down.
Yeah, well, and the longer it takes for them to get it out. Yeah, as of November 30th, they said it will launch 2022 on Xbox One and Series X. We'll have more info to share in the near future. So I think is the farther along it takes to come out, the more they need to put it in Game Pass.
Right.
So
Who knows? Maybe they have a Fall Guys too, and that's what's it's gonna be.
maybe.
They'll probably
Yeah.
do it like Rocket League and just add more stuff to it over time.
Yeah.
Keep on adding stuff to it.
Which is fine because Rocket League is very strong.
Hmm.
Of course, Epic owns them now, but you know,
Yeah. For better or worse.
for better or for worse. All right, so that's all the news I've got. I mean, we covered a bunch of stuff. I can't. Am I missing anything big? I'm sure I am. I said earlier on Twitter we were never gonna cover everything.
No.
Isn't Deathloop coming to Xbox?
It has not been officially announced yet. I mean, that's the going assumption is that it was a timed exclusive on the PlayStation and it'll come to Xbox. But it is not. It's not been. It hasn't been fully announced yet. So
You know it's
couple
going
of
to come to
places.
Game Pass.
Well, yeah, of course, because it's Bethesda. it's in Bethesda's thing.
Mm.
The only date that I saw somebody say was sometime after September 14th, because that would have been the 1 year. That would have been 1 year after its
Launch?
after its launch on
Its launch?
PS5.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So,
But it got delayed, so
Right.
you have to look at the technicalities.
Right. I mean, it's everybody is expecting it to come and expecting it to be in Game Pass. It just hasn't been officially announced.
Well, yeah. I mean, it will definitely be in Game Pass because of being a
I think it's
Bethesda game.
inevitable.
Right. So,
I mean, yeah.
all right. That's all I got. All right. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, I don't think I have much more either.
I mean, we covered a lot of ground tonight.
We did.
Plus, we had Brother Nile on, which was fantastic.
Yes.
Glad to get you back on, and Brother Cyrus that joined us earlier. So, yeah, Paste Fall Guys is a fun game. So he thinks it'll always have a massive player or have a player base, but the massive hype has died off, and I don't think it's coming back. It might find some new home on Xbox. I tell you what, though, I have not heard a big buzz about people playing Among Us when it hit Xbox, and that came out on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah. I mean, I know
Like,
some
even-
people played it. I
Even
still
even
have
my
to
kids,
see what it is about.
even my kids have kind of died out on it. Now they still meme from it, so they still talk about people being sus and all that stuff, but they don't actually play the game anymore. What about the other game from ZeniMax Japan Studio, Tokyo, Ghostwire Tokyo? Isn't that the?
Is that the one with the snail logo?
Yeah. Ghostwire Tokyo from Tango Gameworks.
Yeah.
So, and that's a timed exclusive for PS5 as well. So that's supposed to come out sometime this year. So Xbox won't get it till 2023. So, all right. I think it's time to call it.
All right.
So,
You called it.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this tomorrow before we play, Peter, but I have in my lovely little hands here a brand new Turtle
Bum, bum,
Beach.
bum, bum.
Turtle Beach. You know what? You know what I could do? I can open the bag.
Oh, no. No,
Well, I'm not
no,
going to do
no.
an opening right now. I'm actually going to do a box opening of this. But since
Can
my
at least
600
reveal what you want to open up.
Since my Turtle Beach X, my 600 series, finally has broken to the point to where I cannot just keep zip tying it together, I went ahead and bought the Stealth 700 Gen 2. And I went with this over the SteelSeries Arctis 9X for a couple reasons. Number one, I really like the microphone on this, which is a flip-up microphone, much like the microphone I have now on the 600, but this one slides into the side of the headset, so it totally conceals. This has, supposedly, this has cooling gel-infused memory foam ear cushions. So, and a 20-hour battery life. Plus, it has Bluetooth capability, so you can actually take a phone call while you're gaming. So there's times when like either my mother or Tommy Tallarico or somebody will call me while we're playing, and I have to take my headset off to talk to them and take the phone off. And now all I have to do is just hit a button, and I can answer the phone on stream, because that's what you guys want me to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
so
Join the fun.
yeah. So this works with Bluetooth. I can hook it up to my phone if I want to listen to music. And it was $150.
Does it have mic monitoring?
Yes, because the 600 did.
Excellent.
I
You have
didn't
to let
know
me know
that.
how strong it is.
I'm not opening it right now. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna do an unboxing video. I'm gonna do a Stinger spotlight on it, and we'll see how it goes. So
Now on Amazon. The 700, yeah.
yep. Oh, Relic got the Rig 400 for $30. Oh, the other reason I went with the Turtle Beach, because as even as flimsy as the 600 is from a build standpoint, the sound on the 600 is awesome, and I mean crystal clear. I never had to use any of the enhanced modes or they call it the superhuman hearing, where it points out like stuff in the around you, gunfire and stuff like that, and dialogue. I never had to turn those on. Plus, this does a really good job of mixing party chat and game audio, which is nice. So I'll have a full review of this with the unboxing. We'll give it a run. Peter, I'll have it tomorrow.
Excellent.
when we play Wolfenstein. So if you guys tune into our stream tomorrow night, I'll give you some kind of fast impressions, and then do a more in-depth review of this thing for a future video. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
yeah, see, Chris's 600 broke too. Like they snapped right at the. It's funny. I'll show you the. I had to zip tie it together. Hang on. So the build of the 600, and this side broke yesterday, which is why I finally said screw it. So it's unlike the 700 that has like a metal headband. This is just plastic, and this plastic piece just literally just popped off. It just broke off, and so on this side, I'm holding it on with a zip tie, a literal zip tie. Because otherwise, that's it. It's dead. It's dangled. So I just finally had enough. So Relic says, you all go get your free Radiant Silver gun on gold now. Yes, go get it. So, and this has the same kind of flip up mic, and it kind of sits it on the side, which is nice. I really do like this flip up mic, because what Peter doesn't know is when I get up to go use the bathroom, why he doesn't hear me use the bathroom.
Aha.
So I'll give this to the kids and just say, look, you're just gonna have to deal with the zip tie. But I'll let Seth have this for the upstairs Xbox, and maybe even Spencer, so that he can play and not be disturbed while he's playing. So, but I will say one of the nicer things about the Turtle Beach is the cups on the 600 were really, really comfortable. The kind of the memory foam on these were really nice. So the 700s I'm looking forward to also feeling really good. So I could use this for hours.
Talking about headsets, I have this Lucid Sound, and it also has a steel band in it, and it broke.
Oh
right
no!
Here. And well, the rest is still good, but they don't want to give me a new one. So.
Why not? Garbage.
Just the assholes.
Yeah. Boo. No. I mean, I've had these for years.
PlayStation headsets.
And it also had a Rig 800, and it also has the flip microphone, but that was kind of a weak point. So the wires and the microphone kind of got disconnected.
Ah.
So that was static at first, and I got from bad to worse. And
this was always a good microphone. Nobody ever complained. So
yeah, I also enjoyed my Lucid Sound, but it needed a dongle. So
that's coming up. I've got that. I've got my Video Games Monthly, which hopefully will be out next week. And of course,
yeah. So recently, I got the Microsoft.
You were saying
headset.
you were saying you really like that headset.
Yeah, I like it. The mic monitoring could have been better, and I think it's because that microphone boom is kind of on the short side.
Right.
Maybe my mouth is too far from my ears. Whatever.
Yeah, Relic.
So I wish that was a little bit better, but
yeah,
sound quality and stuff, and the features are great because it also has the Bluetooth in there.
Oh, that's right, it does.
And it works really well.
Cool. But yeah, so and channel members, our wonderful NLG channel members. You guys will see these videos, of course, before the general public. So, all right, it's 12:30. My God.
12:30.
Yes. Time to
Qeorge
go.
has left already.
Yes, it is time to
nothing.
go. Niall. Thanks for coming on, man.
No bother.
It's always good to have you on. I know it's been too long, and you're welcome anytime.
Yes.
So, it's always enjoyable. It's always enjoyable talking to you, brother. It really is. So,
very cool to use.
Yep. And so Chris, will see you next week, and Chris will be with us playing Rainbow Six Extraction. So next week will be a stream and chat, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So, and as we do with all of our stream and chats, you want to come in and play? We have an open Xbox Live party. I have no idea how many players Rainbow Six Extraction will be, but if there's enough room for you, you are welcome to come play with us. It will be in Game Pass, so it will be free for those of you who subscribe. So no excuses. You're also welcome to just come into the Xbox Live party and talk and be part of the show. So we'll do that next week. To our chat, everybody who hung out tonight, thank you so much. You guys rock. Really great to be back in the saddle for the first show of the year. Thank you for being patient while I get through the flu. If you're listening to this and got to the end, you're awesome. 3 hours and 30 minutes later. Don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe, tell a friend, bring a friend in. If you're one of our gaming family, tell somebody about us. Say, hey, this is a great show on Thursday nights at 9. They've got a hell of a chat room that I'm part of. Come talk games with us. We love all. That's how we grow. So, and again, Check out all of our Gamers United Guild members below, down in the description, including great guys like Bacon Ice Cream Productions, Retro Rich Haywood, who is also one day going to be on our show. He has not been yet, and I know we've invited him, and it's just a matter of him getting some time. But we're gonna get Rich on, and we've got some things cooking. So it's gonna be a fun year for us. Gonna be a fun year. We're gonna hit 300 shows this year. We're at 269 now. We're gonna hit 300 for the end of the year, I think.
Such a nice.
So, thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend. Pick up a controller and get some gaming in. Peter and I will see you tomorrow night for some Wolfenstein Youngblood. Come hang out. And then I'll see you over the weekend for some Outer Wilds and maybe some Sega. We'll see. Since Peter did think I said Saturn Day. I might have to honor that. So
you should. I
might
even tune in.
Drive Monday.
Nice. Huh?
Mega Drive Monday.
Nice. That's excellent. So, all right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Right back here, 9 p.m. Rainbow Six Extraction. Be there, be square. Rich was not on before, Dread. I don't think we've had Rich on. Am I wrong, Peter? Have we had Rich on and I just don't remember it? I don't remember us having him on yet.
I don't know if he was on with a bunch of people.
Maybe he was part of a larger group.
Yeah.
Which means we haven't had him on to have, the history and all that stuff. So you might be right, Dredd. He might have been on with a bigger crowd, but we haven't had him on one-on-one yet. So that's gonna happen. So, but thank you guys, even you lurkers. And I know, Dredd, you're working, so work and lurk. We appreciate that. You know how much that means to us that you're checking us out. A lot of you tonight checked us out while you were at work, and that means a lot. It really does. So, good night, everyone, and play on, gamers.
Game on.
Night.